T-Bone you're about to listen to is incredibly stupid. Listener discretion is advised.
Ted looked at us like we said, Teddy, can you book a senator next segment? Just call. They're publicly placed. You could just call them and.
Oh man, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't go to college to call up a pizza place. Yes, you did.
Featuring Panama Ted.
I'm a dork and stupid.
Timmy Hall.
I love a good, thin meat.
And a crap ton of random sounds from the internet.
His lower body is ridiculously thick.
You're a little stupid.
Not on my watch.
My butt's sore.
Holler.
I like that laugh.
Welcome to Man and Bone.
Happy Thursday. Welcome in. Bone is out. Timmy's here. Teddy's here. How you doing, Ted?
Doing good, Mike.
How you doing, Timmy? It is tournament day. Well, I mean, we had tournament stuff Tuesday, Wednesday, but this is real tournament day. No
Yeah.
offense to our friends in Dayton.
Real action.
Now, here's how we do the tournament on this show. Let me explain how we do things. We don't do a ton of tournament talk. We assume that if you care that much about it, you are somewhere else watching it and not listening to us.
Yeah.
Also, if you're listening on the podcast, where half of our listenership comes from,
It's old.
that material is dated by the time you listen to it. So we will make casual references to it. We will, cheer loudly if there's some sort of upset. But this is not going to be a big tournament-heavy show today.
This is one of the toughest things when we do our college basketball podcast, Mad About Hoops. How do you do something that works when you're talking about it in the midst of this 4-day stretch?
That's right.
We'll basically do some Buckeye basketball review, stuff that's already been decided, even though that's going to be picking up, and can't say, you're not going to wake up the next day and something else will have happened where a guy goes in the transfer portal or we catch wind that they're looking at somebody, but doing your best, talking about things that have been done, tournament memories, favorite things from the past. When it's a recorded podcast, what can you do?
So maybe you're saying, well, what are you guys going to do today? Pizza Madness is over.
Oh, man.
Yes, it is over, and I'm sad about that.
I had pizza for dinner after I left here last night.
Of course you did. What'd you have?
Had Flyers.
Yes.
Final Four, baby.
But your champion, Flyers. Everybody else's champion, Tommy's.
I had Tommy's.
That hit it, didn't it? Hit it out of the park.
And, I had the Flyers, and I was still thinking about that super thin cracker crust from Tommy's.
I'm telling you.
Oh, my God.
So we unveiled the championship yesterday. Go listen to the podcast. What was I going to say? Oh, here's the one thing that we will do on the show today. You came in. You told me that you had a nice lunch at the Wendy's. You and I stumped for Wendy's?
Absolutely.
All right, local company. They do a lot of good things over there.
Columbus, of course.
Now, I know this varies by location, but you told me that you paid for a large pop. Not a specialty lemonade, nothing like that.
No.
A
Fountain
large
drink.
Fountain drink.
A Dr. Pepper, whatever.
$3.29.
$3.30.
At Wendy's.
At a fast food joint, at a window.
Unacceptable.
Nothing spruced up about it.
I think
How
it
ridiculous
should
is
be
that?
made law that if you're in a fast food spot, you're not paying more than $2 for any size drink. And I even think that's excessive.
That is.
If I go to a McDonald's, because they also vary by location, and I get one of those locations where it charges me $1.79 for a large, I want those 20 cents back. I want to go back to $1.59. And it used to be $1.
The $1.59 and now the $1.79, that's tough because we really went there. It wasn't but what, last summer when they were still locked in at $1? And
no,
maybe
it was before that.
It wasn't that much.
They were banging before that.
It was post-pandemic and it was still hanging in at $1 for a regular fountain drink.
Large?
Yeah, large. Because you would go on the app and I want to say for a time, they could actually screw you and you would order a smaller soft drink and pay more. But if you selected the large version, you would get that special $1 deal because it was always a deal. You didn't have to basically have a coupon code or anything to get it.
I see.
You ordered the large, you would get that deal. But yes, $3.30?
Unacceptable.
Criminal behavior. Should be locked up.
Unacceptable. No. I don't care what type of deal you get in the app. I don't care if they throw you some free food once in a while, just from an optic standpoint.
No.
One of the reasons I like Shake Shack, I like it. I don't like the price. Because the three of us go for lunch. We're talking 2 adults and a little kid.
$50?
It's $50 for lunch, which is ridiculous.
No,
but
yeah.
their fountain drinks are $3.99. And
Also
I think that's
ridiculous.
unheard of.
Yeah.
And there's not even a machine, if you eat in there, that you can go back and get a refill for.
Wait.
Now, you can go up to the counter like a loser.
They'll give you the refill.
They'll give it to you after they give you a dirty look.
Which you do, right?
I do.
Of course. Do you switch up the drink? Or do you go with the same drink?
No, I go with the same drink.
Yeah. When I got one of those freestyle machines, there's so many options, especially at Wendy's. I like the Dave's specialty sodas.
What's that?
Which again are not really specialty sodas because they're a part of the freestyle machine. You're paying for the cup. You're paying for the ability to get whatever you want in that freestyle machine. Click the flavors, all that. He's got a cherry cream soda and an orange cream soda.
I like how you say he's got. Like Dave Thomas.
Dave's got it.
Dave Thomas
It's got
from
Dave's
Beyond the Grave.
It's got Dave's name, image, and likeness on the soda.
I understand.
So it's his. It's his concoction. He gets the credit.
He understood freestyle before it even existed.
Yes.
He predicted it. He's like fast food Nostradamus.
Haven't we predicted a lot of good things that then get taken? Those ideas get taken because we just don't have the money or the means.
Anyway, Wendy's, I know a lot of you listen. We can talk about the price of chicken and beef, and I understand you got issues there. I got it. $3.29 for a pop, unacceptable.
We can't do that.
Teddy, are we overreacting here?
No, that's completely ridiculous.
Okay, thank you.
No more than $2, right?
Teddy's usually the voice of reason.
Let me drink 50 cents of my soda right now.
Yeah, the markup on that's ridiculous.
Good?
It better be.
Tasty?
Is that a straw in that drink?
Yeah.
I heard real men don't use straws. I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
I did hear that the plastic straws are killing the turtles.
What am I going to do?
They gave
it to me.
I know.
It's a drive-through drink, Ted. What do you want me to get it without a lid and a straw?
I've said this before.
I agree with you. I'm just saying there was somebody that was saying that.
Who said that?
Just some idiot on a news talk show.
I'm not familiar.
No. I know.
Something must be in the news here.
Yeah,
that we missed.
Just some idiot.
Just some idiot.
He's saying, yeah, real men don't use straws or have get milkshakes, eat soup.
How are you going to have a milkshake without a straw? That's something that's impossible to do.
I guess we're not supposed to have milkshakes.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. That's
which I'm actually in favor of. I don't like milkshakes.
Kids' food. We can just drink it like a soup, like an animal.
You're not allowed to have soup either if you're a real man.
No.
What should we be eating?
Not soup.
Just like
stew?
Raw cow all the time?
Yeah.
All right.
At least make it Pittsburgh style.
I was just saying something. What was I going to say? Oh, straws.
Straws.
I know plastic straws are bad for you. They tell you that.
Oh, paper straws suck.
I hate the paper straws so much.
They get wet.
I'm willing to sacrifice the turtles. I don't care.
I think I was at IKEA. Yes, I was. And they have the restaurant up top that, by the way, you talk about prices. IKEA is no longer that fun place to go. We're like, oh, we can get the Swedish meatballs and the side dishes for $2.99. No, it's like a regular going out price now.
I've never eaten there before.
I think that plate is almost up to $10. Like the whole reason for going is completely gone.
Why you go to
It's
Costco
evaporated.
or Sam's.
Right.
Get yourself a $1 hot dog. What is it?
That's what was
$1.50?
But that's what was always fun about IKEA is because it has this massive cafeteria style thing. They give you actual porcelain plates. It's a nice, decent meal, and it was always $3 to $4. Now it's double that cost. And they have another little snack bar at the bottom after you pay, sort of like what the Sam's Club Costco snack bar is. And they're good. They do like a frozen drink. Obviously, it's their own kind of brand, so it's different. A little bit different mixture than, say, the classic Icy or a Slurpee, which is fine. It's their thing. I'll try it, and it's good. They have a lemon lime one that I like the flavor of, and I'm like, Ted, I have to take the lid off and not use the straw and basically drink it.
You're a real
because
man.
they have paper straws. You can't do a frozen drink with the paper straw. Maybe you can get by with a soda, but when it's too cold, it soaks into that thing and the ice gets to it. It clogs it up and then it gets soaking wet. It doesn't even work.
I don't like the paper straw.
Stupid.
I don't like the metal straw either. A lot of people say reusable straws.
When it tings your teeth.
Then you have to put
Can't
like a
have that.
special apparatus in there to clean it. Get the hell out of here.
You have to have one of those tiny little wire brushes.
Yes. To clean it.
As if people are watching on YouTube the
Nobody's
motion
watching.
that I'm making. Yeah.
Nobody's watching. Buckeyes continuing with spring practice. Rittenberg had a piece about how the departing Buckeyes think the quarterback job will go to Julian Sayin. Will Howard on the record saying Julian's that guy, to be honest with you. Now is his time. Denzel Burke said Julian Sayins is the guy. That's nice. But Teddy asked me this question the other day. What are the odds that Ryan Day names a starting quarterback at the end of spring practice?
I don't think they're very good.
I say there's no chance in hell. Even if he thinks he's 90% sure that Julian Sayin's going to be his guy, he's not going to name it.
I mean, none of the coaches, even Billy Fessler, the new quarterbacks coach, he's definitely got the orders down from Ryan Day. We're not giving anybody even a lead. There's not even a pecking order right now, according to them.
He's not even going to name it at the start of fall camp. They're going to have this masquerade competition. And by the way, when you have a bunch of guys on the roster that have never started a collegiate football game, I think that's okay. My issue last year with Will Howard is everybody knew that Will Howard was coming in and he was going to be the starting quarterback because of the amount of football he played and the fact that he came in from the portal.
Yeah, he was a big-time transfer portal guy.
A guy,
your starter left.
Yes, that I thought
left.
Was an insult to our intelligence. But here, I understand why he would make us wait.
I still would not like to get super close to regular season game one and not know, because then you're going back to what you had with Kyle McCord and Devin Brown. And I don't think that really helped out the situation, how those first 2 weeks of the season went.
All right, we're going to talk about a lot of money. Not like $3.29 money. More than that. Coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to hit some slow traffic due to an accident that's blocking the right lane on southbound 71 on the north side after Cook Road. And we also have slow traffic on southbound 315 between 670 and Town Street. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local. Drink High Bank.
Common Man and T-Bone here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Bone, did you know that March has a lot of college basketball?
Why, yes, I did, Common Man. And the best place to watch all the action and play the action is at Hollywood Casino. You can reserve your table now at HollywoodColumbus.com.
Not only that, every Saturday in March is UFC Fight Night. They're showing every fight on the big screen. Watching at home is boring. Don't be boring.
All the action happens at ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you're a AAA member, we do the hard stuff for you. So picture this. You're taking a road trip through the mountains at night, and you run out of gas. Do you, A, call AAA, or B, walk 29 miles to the nearest gas station in the pouring rain?
A?
On the plus side, get more with AAA. Go to AAA.com/plus side.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Are you like me and sick of the Ohio winter weather? Spring camping is almost here and deals are blooming at RCD RV. From March 15th to the 29th, take advantage of the Spring Savings event with over 800 new and pre-owned RVs in stock. RCD has the right RV for everybody and every budget. Looking for a new family truckster with enough room for everyone? They've got it. Maybe you're an empty nester looking for a getaway out west. RCD has you covered. Whatever you do, wherever you go, RCD wants to help you create lasting family memories. Imagine campfires under the stars, beautiful sunrises and sunsets, skipping rocks at the lake. It's time to escape the hustle and bustle, put the iPads away, and enjoy the outdoors. RCD has new travel trailers starting as low as $12,995. Plus top-notch service and financing options that make getting on the road easier than ever. 3 convenient locations in Delaware, Heath, Pataskala, so you're never far away from the best RV deals in Ohio. Stop dreaming. Start driving. Visit rcdrv.com today.
In-betweens are made for pizza. In between meals, meetings, thoughts, that's pizza time. Stop at Speedway and get 2 hot, delicious slices of pizza and a Mountain Dew 20-ounce for $5 with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for full terms.
Here's 3 reasons to buy your Blue Jackets ticket plans for the 25-26 season. 1, pick your seat and pick your games. 2, plans start at just 11 games. 3, priority access to Stanley Cup playoff tickets. Act now. Visit BlueJackets.com/tickets.
Common Man here. I take my job as endorser for Germain Lexus very seriously. I want to make sure that every Lexus on the lot meets my expectations. That's why I personally sit in each one. I massage the leather. Sometimes I take a nap in the back seat. If that's not a selling point, I don't know what is. Deal time. Lease the 2025 ES350 for as low as $409 per month, or get 3.49% financing up to 60 months on their most popular new Lexus models. 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton. Check them out online, GermainLexus.com.
Bishop and Friends.
One of the meat delivery services, they'll send it like every month. The steaks are too thin for me. I like a thicker cut.
You like a thicker cut?
Yeah.
You like your meat thick.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Cellar.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting. Just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move. A pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton. ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed's Sponsored Jobs feature helps you stand out and hire fast. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, time now to check in on that weather report. Cloudy and dreary today. It'll be windy with winds gusting up to 35 miles per hour. Temperatures falling to the 40s by this afternoon. Patchy drizzle possible. We could even be mixing in a few snowflakes later on this evening. Tonight, get ready for a cold night. Low 28. Looking for the sunshine? Look no further than tomorrow. Bright blue skies with a high of 54. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Off Topic is on brand. This is Man and Bone.
1 week from today, the baseball season opens up in North America. We had the 2 games in Tokyo.
Tokyo series. That was cool.
But if you find yourself, heading down to the Queen City for opening day, sashay up to the concessions, you say, give me an ice-cold Coors Light. And if they happen to say we don't have Coors Light, then just say, why not, scream at them, and then walk away.
Yeah.
Leave the game in protest. Because to me, it's not baseball without an ice-cold Coors Light. As a matter of fact, it's not anything. When I get home after this show's over today, I sit down and watch March Madness.
Absolutely.
And yes, I said it, sue me. I'm going to crack open an ice-cold Coors Light. I know you will, too.
Mountains are blue. I got some at home as
Balls
well.
Balls are blue. Mountains
I can't
are blue.
wait.
It's all blue.
We got
right?
the Kansas-Arkansas game at 7:10 tonight. I cannot wait to watch that and sip on some Coors Lights.
21 means 21. Please drink responsibly. Let's talk about some money. Timmy's here today. Bone is out. We talked about how you have to pay $3.29 for a large pop at Wendy's, which is ridiculous. You had to pay slightly more to buy the Boston Celtics.
Just a little bit more to get them.
They have sold for $6.1 billion, just a little bit higher than what the Commanders went for about a year ago. It is the highest price for any North American sports team ever. $6.1 billion.
That's crazy. Josh Harris paid, and his group paid just a little bit over 6 at $6.05 billion. The Suns sold for $4 billion. That was only a couple years ago. That was 2 years ago when Matt Ishbia bought the Suns. And, of course, that's a different team. The Celtics...
That's a different team entirely.
Winning the championship this past year. They're, tied for the Lakers for most NBA championships of all time. It's one of the most famous brands in sports. So, I mean, you can have those discussions. I'm a little bit surprised that, the Commanders only sold a couple years ago as well in 2023. That's the NFL. We know what those valuations are. We know how successful that league is. We know when they have their championship game, the Super Bowl, almost the entire country watches. So there's a lot of reasons why any NFL team pops up for sale. It's likely going to set the all-time record. So I'm a little bit surprised that an NBA franchise came by and passed that, but it is the Celtics.
Well, what did the Haslams buy into the Milwaukee Bucks for? They bought in at over a $3 billion valuation.
Yeah.
For the Milwaukee Bucks. That's one of the smallest markets in the NBA.
Yeah.
So it's not a surprise to me when one of these heritage brands comes up for sale, because how often do you get an opportunity to buy the Boston Celtics?
Never.
Like you said, the Suns go up for sale. That's a nice little thing. But the Celtics go up for sale? Mm-hmm. Same thing with the Cowboys, Teddy. If the Cowboys went on the market today, and the old man's not selling them, I get it. But if the Cowboys went on the market today, and the stadium would come with them, because that's Jerry's place.
Yeah, they get an 8?
No, I don't think they get anything less than a 10.
$10 billion?
You disagree, Teddy? $10 billion for the Cowboys.
No, I would agree, because the Celtics deal was just the team and nothing else. So if you're getting the Cowboys, that brand,
and the
NFL,
stadium.
and the stadium, yeah, I wouldn't doubt $10
Okay, good call. This was actually done recently by Forbes. They are the first franchise to surpass the $10 billion mark in valuation.
I believe it.
$10.1 billion.
And again, it's not just the value and what they bring. It's the brand itself. It's the Dallas Cowboys. Broncos, great. Nice heritage brand there. Wonderful.
Even the Commanders, right?
Yeah, that's nice.
And I think they're probably they're for sure top 10 when it comes to brand power. And that's even changing their brand a bunch over the last 2 years. Might have done something to that, but you think the Pittsburgh Steelers, they pop up for sale. They're going to be way up there. The San Francisco 49ers, they would be way up there. And in the NBA, the only other one that you could throw up there in the Lakers category would, or that's them. The only one you could throw up in the Celtics category is the Lakers. And the Knicks. And the New York Knicks.
Speaking of valuations, I don't know what we're talking about. Speaking of valuations,
we're talking about the Cowboys.
I know, but I want to talk about my horrible team, the Chicago White Sox.
Oh, yes.
They start 1 week from today. They lost 121 games last season. That's a major league record. I know a lot of people are predicting them to do better this year, and I asked them why. What have they done on this roster? Because on paper, they've gotten worse. You can just say, well, they do better because they can't do worse. Yes, they can. But I'm reading this little press release that was sent to me about the new food offerings they're going to have at what they now call Rate Field.
Okay.
Not Guaranteed Rate Field. Rate Field.
Rate Field, which I believe the logo is an arrow pointing down.
That's correct.
Which is
as it should.
Apropos.
It should be a big giant poo stick. So all these teams send out press releases. Here's the new food offerings, and here's where you can get them, right? So I'm reading all this White Sox stuff, and they got, sandwiches that look very good. The Shy Italian, salami, spicy capicola, ham, giardiniera on an Italian roll. Sounds delicious.
Chicago, yeah.
Right? The All-Pro pit ham. What the hell is pit ham? Swiss cheese and mustard butter on a pretzel roll. Does pit ham just mean it's served hot? It's hot ham?
I don't know.
Let's just say that. You got a pit there? You got a little barbecue pit? No. But here's what I don't understand. One of the other offerings that they're talking about, it's new this year. Lemon and dill cucumber salad.
Oh, nice.
And roasted vegetable couscous salad. Who the hell?
You're not getting the couscous at the baseball game?
Whether I like a couscous or not, this is not a real men don't eat couscous, but I will say this. Who the hell is going to a baseball game and getting a couscous?
Nobody.
It's unheard of.
Nobody.
That's ridiculous. I think if you order it, it should be a test. If you order it, they automatically throw you out.
Get out. They throw you right out onto the Dan Ryan Expressway. Seasonal roasted vegetable couscous. You got your herb roasted zucchini, your squash, peppers with a basil citrus vinaigrette. Yes, it does actually sound good.
I'm not saying
at the ballpark,
that if I was at a restaurant, I wouldn't get it as a side. I'm sure it's delicious. But I don't understand what the hell we're doing here. You don't have to eat like a gaffoon all the time. I get that, especially if you're a season ticket holder. You go into, 81 games a year. You maybe want to tone it down a little bit, but come on.
They've got some crispy chicken sandwich sliders. How would you pronounce FUKU? That's an
Fuku?
That's an FCC violation waiting to happen. Hey, Jen, where are you? I need you to check out these chicken sandwich sliders and read it to me.
Here's my question for you.
Ooh.
When you go to a game, are you an adventurous guy when it comes to food? Do you go seek out some of these weird combinations?
No, not too much.
I'm not talking about the couscous and the vegetables.
I told you the last time I was at Camden Yards, and it had been years and years and years since I'd been. Like in the past, when I was a boy, it would have been just their brand was SK, ESKAY, and you would see those in the local grocery stores. I would liken that to I'm trying to think of a regional brand here. What's the brand that makes the Big Red Smoky? I can see it in my mind. I can see it in the grocery store. Teddy, do you know? It's got like the Rose logo on it, I want to say.
I know, and I can't remember what
anyway, that's
Is
what...
it Cons?
Cons.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you. Cons.
Wrath of Cons.
Yes. SK would be kind of like Cons out here, the local like hot dog brand. But when I went back, obviously they have evolved like the rest of baseball had evolved. But they had some really good localized staples. Like the all-beef hot dog with the crab mac and cheese loaded on top of it. That's good. Or several spots, you could just get a crab macaroni and cheese in a nice little boat and just eat it with a fork.
All right, I sort of understand that, but
That's good.
I don't think we should be going crazy with the food options.
I like it
Stay basic.
If it's something, though, that's a staple of your city, like I can understand.
Hot dogs with crab mac and cheese on top is a staple of your city?
Crabs are.
Well, I just
The crab
have
meat.
a crab.
I don't need to have how am I going to eat a steamed crab at a baseball game?
Would that stop
What am I going to do?
a
Sit
true
there on my lap?
Baltimorean? Is that what you call yourselves? Baltimoreans?
I actually don't know.
Ball tights?
Balmorian?
Ball boys?
Baltimorean?
What's the name of that hot dog again?
SK.
It's not Armour.
Armour hot dogs.
Hola, Sammy Sosa here, and I love Armour hot dog so much. I'm gonna sing about it. Hot dogs, Armour hot dogs. ¿A quién le gusta Armour hot dogs? A los niños, a las niñas que se quieren reír. A los chicos, a las chicas que se quieren divertir. Dame hot dogs, Armour hot dogs. The dogs kids love to buy. I love those Armour hot dogs.
That's
One of my
Sammy
favorite
Sosa.
things ever.
He's quite a normal guy these days.
The Bengals are in a no-win situation. I'm going to tell you why coming up in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a couple minutes slowdown on westbound 70 downtown between the 71 East and West split, and you're going to hit some slower traffic on northbound 71 on the south side between Greenlawn Avenue and 315. This report is sponsored by Murphy Tractor. Your job is demanding, so choose a partner who delivers more. At Murphy Tractor and Equipment, they provide John Deere equipment that sets the standard for reliability and performance. Visit murphytractor.com and take your job site to the next level. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by The Waterworks. Get up to $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system with The Waterworks. Visit online today at thewaterworks.com.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever for a single line. Just $45 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Too Tired to Cook takeout every week. Get one line on Unlimited Welcome for $45 per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Columbus Verizon store by April 2nd to save. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on Unlimited Welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
The Meijer Super Sale is back this Friday and Saturday. Stock up on game day favorites for a good deal less. Eckrich Little Smokies and Smithfield Bacon are $2.99 per package. Red, yellow, and orange bell peppers are 88 cents each. Pace salsa or picante sauce are buy one, get one free. And select varieties of Cheez-It and Kellogg's Club Crackers are $2.49. We're working hard to bring more big wins to your brackets at the Meijer 2-Day Super Sale. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Today's special value is 3 hours of stupid. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
Bone is out today. Timmy's here. Teddy's here. I'm here. By the way, one more thing about my stupid baseball team, the White Sox.
What about them?
Not the couscous, but I don't really keep up to date on who makes the team, who's been cut, all that. I'll get into baseball mode next week. But I guess that Joey Gallo did not make the White Sox roster.
Really?
He was released. Joey Gallo is one of these guys. First round pick. Was one of these, big power guys. If he could ever figure it out at the plate, cut down on the strikeouts, hit for just a touch of average, he's going to be an MVP guy. And look, he's got over 200 home runs. You know what his career batting average is? Again, he's hit over 200 home runs.
Joey Gallo, I'm going to say 237.
This is not a guy who just had a cup of coffee in Major League Baseball. He continues to get chances because of the left-handed power. Career batting average, 194.
Oh, my God.
194.
What?
Career BA. That is a BH.
Oh, my God.
But he says he's going to try and make a comeback as a pitcher.
I don't even believe you.
I'm reminded of Norm Macdonald, God rest his soul, when he was doing Weekend Update on SNL.
Yeah, I'm good at retelling his stories, too.
You're great at it. He was doing a little story about how Kmart introduced a new in-store credit card.
Okay.
All right?
I don't know if I've seen this one, actually.
And it became so popular that Kmart had to start turning people down for the in-store credit card.
Mm-hmm.
And his response was, straight deadpan, if Kmart turns you down for one of their credit cards, kill yourself. Now, I'm not going to take it to that extreme, obviously, but Joey Gallo, if you can't make the 121-loss Chicago White Sox, it's over for you, buddy.
Well, I would think the fact that you look down at your career batting average and you see that it's below 200.
It's done.
You should stop playing baseball.
I don't think the Savannah Bananas would give you a look.
Baseball is not your thing. This guy played for the Rangers for what, 7 seasons?
Well, they kept giving him chances because the power was there.
He hit 40 home runs back-to-back years in 17 and 18.
And what was his batting average the year he hit 40 home runs?
209 and 206.
That's batting title for him. His career average is 194.
He hit 223 in 2021 with 25 homers and 55 ribbies.
That's his version of Tony Gwynn.
That is. That's his Juan Gonzalez act there.
He's got a career batting average. Listen, looky here.
Look here.
He's got a career batting average of 194.
You're this close.
He's made 2 All-Star teams. He's been an All-Star twice.
Probably 17 and 18 when he had big home runs. He probably had a lot of home runs at the break those 2 years.
Unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, he didn't make the team. He's going to try and be a pitcher now. All right, Bengals. Bengals are in a no-win situation, so they re-signed Jamar Chase. Well, here's why. They re-signed Jamar Chase. They re-signed T. Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
2 things they desperately needed to do.
Yeah.
And yet every single article I've read over the last 48 hours is with the tone of, who do the Bengals think they are? Look at the Bengals going out and spending all this stupid money, and they blinked when Joe Burrow said, you better sign these guys. How dare they take a victory lap about this? They overpaid. They're giving all this money away.
Because they played a little thing on their social media account. They've been having some fun with this. And they played clips of Florio and Shannon Sharp and Greeny and a bunch of guys talking about how there's no way that they're going to sign these guys. Either they're too cheap or there's no way that they can make this fit under the cap.
Well, good. They should be doing that.
Yeah, I didn't think they could either, and I'm glad that they did.
Because the Cincinnati Bengals Twitter feed and social media feeds don't cater to Mike Florios of the world. They cater to their fan base.
Yes,
that is excited about this. But I'm just saying, if they hadn't signed these guys, let's say they trade away T. Higgins, right? They don't get a deal done with Jamar Chase. They would be ripped by the same people for not giving any money out.
It's
typical Bengals. Look at them.
Yeah, I don't know why it's this way. I've heard some people in the national media, Mike Florio seems to be on a power trip about them, though, and he's a tough guy to please, right? Where they actually pay the Cincinnati Bengals, pay the guys that they want to.
They do what they're supposed to do.
And he is still pointing the finger back at them about, well, you better be careful because now you set the standard. I mean, set the standard. They're breaking from a standard where they've been historically cheap. And now you think that just because when the next guy comes up, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have all that leftover cash. That's what happens, right? When you put that much of your commitment into 3 players, that is going to make things a little bit thin. I think we all understand that. We all realize that. The hope, though, is that they can still find a way to pay Trey Hendrickson.
Well, that's the other
because
thing.
he's such a talent.
That's fine.
He wasn't when he was drafted. He came through the New Orleans Saints, and now he's wound up becoming one of the best defensive ends in football.
But if you told me before all of this took place, Trey Hendrickson, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, the Bengals would walk away with long-term deals with 2 of the 3.
I'd say that's pretty good.
I'd say that's a success.
And you're banking on what you're known for. And yes, you could easily say and point back to last year, well, I mean, they put up historical numbers, but they also had a chance to even be more historical because they sucked at the beginning of the season.
Of course they did. That's the staple of a Zach Taylor coach team.
And the next thing they need to do, you talk about ponying up with the money. The next thing they need to do is if that happens again with this kind of offense and they don't have injury issues, is you actually need to hold Zach Taylor accountable for not having the entire team ready to play football at the start of the season.
This doesn't mean that they're ready to win the Super Bowl. They still have offensive line issues they have to work on. They got a lot of stuff they got to work on. But they did what they were supposed to do. They kept their stars in the building and made them happy. So I don't understand where this hate is coming from. Oh, look at the Bengals overpaid. No excuses now for Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow doesn't want excuses. He wants to stay healthy and throw to his guys. He'll be the first one to tell you that.
Yeah.
I just find it ridiculous. Bengals have earned their reputation in a lot of ways as being cheap Fs. But in this situation, they got the job done, and they still can't win. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, poor Bengals. It at least is a good move, and it had to feel good when you saw some of those social media videos of Joe Burrow and Chase and T. Higgins in the locker room together celebrating that they're going to be locked up for 4 more years at least together. That to me is a good thing. It's too bad. The one thing that's too bad is that Cincy couldn't have gotten this done sooner because – you know, what else did you want to see? I guess you could have said that.
No,
what else did you want to see from Jamar and T? You waited another year. They were both great. Even though T. Higgins, I'd like to see him now be healthy for an entire season. I did wonder if being franchise tagged had something to do with his
I don't think it did.
ability to be out there in all those games because you could tell how much better the offense was with him out there. That's no shock. That's no surprise.
Did they get something done with Trey Hendrickson? I don't know. But I think 2 or 3 is pretty good. Now, you're right. Now they have to go out and they have to win the games they should win. We talk about the defense. We talk about the offensive line. That had nothing to do with them losing to the Patriots the first week of the season. That's
embarrassing. They can't have embarrassing performances.
Had nothing to do with that. Nothing.
It was like, what, 17-14?
They couldn't move the football.
No.
Right? I mean, that's Zach Taylor to a T. You can look at it's almost like Oppo Taco of Cliff Kingsbury.
Absolutely.
When Cliff Kingsbury is a head coach, he starts out white hot, and then the league figures out what he's doing. He can't adjust. He craps himself, loses lots of games in the second
Bengals win
half.
5 or 6 in a row at the end of the season.
Zach Taylor is the opposite. He's got the entire offseason to craft something, some sort of plan to start the season, and he comes out like a dud. You can't have that again. I understand that Bengal players rate him very highly in these surveys, but as a fan now, your expectations lie with the coaching staff and making sure they're held accountable.
They really need to pay Trey Hendrickson. They need to just figure it out, you know, like they figured it out with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. I take back what I said earlier in the segment about how there's only so many guys you can pay.
Well, there are only so many guys you can pay.
But there's always ways that you can restructure. There is a definite way to get this done. And it's going to take a lot of meeting with Trey Hendrickson and his camp to find out how exactly that has to look, what exactly his number is, and
don't forget,
how close they can get to it.
He's under contract.
He's under contract.
So
he just wanted a trade.
If you're not going to sign him, then you got to get quite a bit back for him.
Absolutely.
And it seems like they're asking for a ridiculous price.
As you have to, because
and you should.
He's the sack leader across 2 seasons.
I'm aware
You
of it.
can't replicate that guy.
What do you want to do next?
With 2 players, you couldn't.
Oh, I'll tell you what I want to talk about next. There's some problems for one of our favorite guys in sports out west with a big, giant Civil War beard. That's next. Colin, Man, and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should be aware that southbound 71's on-ramp from Cook Road on the north side is currently closed due to an accident, so seek an alternate route. And we've got some slower traffic on southbound 270 on the east outer belt between Main Street and I-70. This report is sponsored by Take 5 Oil Change. At Take 5 Oil Change, they get it. Time is precious. That's why they make getting your oil changed fast, friendly, and simple. You'll be back on the road in just 10 minutes. Book ahead or drive in. It's fast either way. Take 5 Oil Change. The stay in your car, 10-minute oil change. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Enjoy rates as low as 9.90% APR with a Visa Platinum credit card from BMI FCU. The perfect low-rate card for your wallet. Apply today at bmifcu.org/visa.
He shoots, he scores! It's a great time of year to be a fan, but the fun stops when you or a loved one can't control your gambling. Maryhaven is here to help with in-person, virtual, and group options. Learn more at maryhaven.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. All tournament long, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app. Sign up with the promo code Radio100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
If your neighbors have begged you to somehow move your ugly garage door to the back of your house, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, transforming the look of people's homes with beautiful Clopay doors for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
March is on at Lindsay Honda. Shoot your shot and save. It's madness. You get to choose your finance rate on over 600 new Lindsay Hondas. 0%, 1.9, 2.9, and up to a full 60 months long. And no trade-in required. This deal works with 0 down. March is on at Lindsay Honda. Save with rates as low as 0% at lindsayhonda.com.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
See lindsayhonda.com for details.
Want to know what will warm you up faster than a championship? How about spring and Oakland Nursery's annual Spring Fling, March 15th to the 23rd. Time to create the premier lawn in your neighborhood with Oakland's best DIY program, the 4-application lawn program from the Andersons, exclusively at Oakland. The entire 4-application program, just $69.99. This spring marks Oakland's 85th year of providing the finest plant material in Central Ohio. If you haven't been to Oakland Nursery, you simply haven't been to a nursery.
At NJM Insurance, we like to think of ourselves as a symphony. We start with a foundation of doing the right thing. Then we layer in dedicated reps, whose priority is you. Add in excellent discount programs. And last, but certainly not least, we put our policyholders first. And the reason we don't use jingles or mascots is because it's just not us. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings. Want to upgrade your outdoor space? Check out Getchy's in Dublin for a massive selection of maintenance-free polylumber furniture. It's built to last, no staining, and it's made from recycled materials. Need a storage shed, pergola, or even a garage? Well, they're Central Ohio's trusted dealer for Weaver Barnes as well. If you need a kid's playset, they've got custom wood and vinyl designs built for fun and durability. Stop by Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings' huge showroom in Dublin or shop over 7,000 products online at AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
The Buckeyes are national champions.
And you listen to it all right here on The Fan. And next year when they do it again, it'll be here on The Fan. And the year after that, well, you know the drill. Always and forever, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Jerry.
You know, as much as I enjoy being a professional inventor, a few of my dream inventions still elude me.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, the bruiseless avocado.
Ooh.
The unlosable TV remote.
Could change the world.
And for you, Aaron, the uncloggable drain.
Get Eco.
Until you crack it, Jerry. You know our 93 are free drain clearing offer is the next best thing.
Okay. Explain yourself.
Get Eco.
Our drain team will clear your drain for just $93. If we can't clear it, it's free. And we guarantee it'll stay clear for at least a year, or we will clear it again for free.
Get Eco.
We'll even send our little robot camera down there to make sure you don't have a larger problem that could cause more trouble in the future.
Get Eco.
You think your guys could bring that robot over to my place and help me find that TV remote?
I think that's impossible even for us.
Get Eco.
Eco, plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Your undisputed leader in talking about nothing. This is Man and Bone.
Please subscribe to the podcast of this stupid show. It's available wherever you get your stupid audio. Just search Common Man and T-Bone. Click. Subscribe. Every single show comes right to your device free of charge. Podcast brought to you by our friends, Care Heating and Cooling. Timmy is here today. Bone is out. Good news. We were talking about the Bengals last segment. Browns fans don't feel left out. You've signed Myles Garrett. That's some good news. Also, here's some more great news. The Browns... The Cabbage says the Browns and Carson Wentz have mutual interest in each other. Thank God.
He's got championship pedigree, Carson Wentz.
Because between him and Kenny Pickett,
that's a lot of Super Bowls.
That is a lot of Super Bowls.
Right?
That's right.
I mean, how many rings does Carson Wentz have?
Did he win with the Chiefs, too? Was he a backup there?
No, because
he just has the one.
He was just with the Chiefs, and I know he was with the Rams as well, but he was not with the Rams when they beat Cincy. That was in 2023.
He was adjacent. He has one Super Bowl with the Eagles, but he was adjacent to many Super Bowls.
Lots, right.
Yes.
And just around some championship quality coaches and players and quarterbacks.
So I'm sure they'll draft a quarterback in the first round, but chances are your week one starter will be either Kenny Pickett or Carson Wentz.
Mm-hmm.
So enjoy that.
Fun.
Stanford head football coach Troy Taylor. Show of hands. Anybody know that Troy Taylor was a Stanford football head coach?
I thought Troy Taylor wasn't he a Buckeye basketball player, Teddy? Back in the day?
This is not the same guy.
No, completely
he and,
different.
Ron Stokes, they were getting done. Best backcourt in the early 80s.
And Troy Taylor's son is a really talented golfer.
Yeah.
I think he's making a run at the PGA Tour. He actually played out at York, the club that
Our
I'm at.
Troy Taylor.
Yeah,
not this Troy Taylor.
Our Troy Taylor and Troy's son.
He's a good guy.
Great golfer, good dude.
Good clean
dudes.
boy. Anyway, this Troy Taylor sounds like a piece of crap.
He does not sound like a good Troy.
This is from the S-Pen. Stanford head football coach Troy Taylor bullied and belittled female athletic staffers, sought to have an NCAA compliance officer removed after she warned him of rules violations, and repeatedly made inappropriate comments to other women about her appearance, according to documents from a pair of investigations obtained by ESPN.
Bad.
After the first investigation, Taylor signed a warning letter on February 14th, 2024, acknowledging he could be fired if the conduct continued, according to the documents.
So they got him documented on
he
this
signed
for
the complaint,
a year or more.
But additional complaints were documented in a second investigation that ended last July 24th.
My God.
But Taylor remains on the job.
So twice they've had a paper trail on this and had actual official investigations.
He released a statement about this yesterday. He said he needs to improve how I interact with others. I willingly complied with the investigations, accepted the recommendations that came out of them, and used them as learning opportunities to grow in leadership and how I interact with others. I look forward to continuing to work collaboratively and, what is this word?
Well, try to say it. Sound it out. To That's the.
Get out of here. Cordially.
Cordially.
Yeah. Cordially.
Cordially. Like we're the cherry cordial.
With my colleagues that we can achieve success for our football program together.
Oh, my God. Okay, so
there was a paper trail on this guy. He apparently did not listen and continued to do more things. Now, I guess this NCAA compliance officer, what she was saying was she would warn him about his behavior, okay? And coaches have these people on staff. They're there.
To sort of bump him on the arm and say, hey, maybe watch that.
And by the way, I think we all need someone like that in life.
Absolutely.
I do sometimes. By the way, I married her. I get home and I've got a compliance officer. She tells me everything that I did wrong for the day. She's right 100% of the time.
But what you did is already over the airwaves by the time that she speaks to you.
I understand.
It maybe helps.
It's not just airwaves.
Though.
It's life.
Yeah.
It's everything.
You might talk to her about a conversation that you had.
But what I guess
reactions.
this Troy Taylor would do is that he would say one thing to the compliance officer, and then he would go to other people and say things like, this fat bitch wants me to clean up my act.
Oh, my God.
And that would get back to her, right? Which is ridiculous. First of all, it's ridiculous to think that you can say that out loud about someone and it's not going to get back to them.
Here's more on this situation here, too. And I wouldn't even say that this is right for any coach, no matter who you are. But we all live in the real world, right? And depending on how successful you are, we know that some things you're going to get some more chances, some more opportunities. They'll give that to you. This is a Stanford program under this dude that has gone 3-9 2 straight years. And the program is pretty down right now. They're moving out of the Pac-12.
Not pretty down. They're
in
dead.
the ACC.
They get 15,000 fans, if that.
They're basically
for their football games.
They're a long, long way from when Christian McCaffrey and Andrew Luck and Jim Harbaugh were doing their thing there. And speaking of that guy, but this first, athletic director Bernard Muir, he recently announced his intention to resign after the current academic year, and he declined to comment. Who knows? Maybe something like this was a possible reason for it. And I did not even remember that this was a thing. Our old buddy Andrew Luck. Boy, this is not great.
Timmy does the world's worst Andrew Luck impersonation.
So Luck, the greatest beard ever.
He's the general manager of the Stanford football program.
He's the GM.
Here's what I don't get,
and
though.
he won't comment.
This entire article, does it even mention Andrew Luck once?
Yes, it does.
Where does it mention him?
I'm reading about Andrew Luck right here. It says Andrew Luck, hired last November as the GM, making him Taylor's boss, did not respond for comment. Luck and Condoleezza Rice, the former U.S. Secretary of State and one-time Stanford provost, served on the committee that hired Taylor in December of 22. So they've both got stake in this hire.
I don't think there's been a high-profile sports job ever that hasn't had Condoleezza Rice's name attached to it.
She's everywhere.
She was going to run the Browns. She was going to be head of the NFL.
Augusta National member.
She was going to do it all. And apparently she's doing it all for Stanford, except minding their stupid head coach.
Taking care of this sleazeball.
Well, that's the thing. Look, you can say what you want.
There should be nothing left to do with this guy other than to fire him.
Say what you want.
Easy.
Like at the end of Urban's tenure, what did Urban know? What did he suppress? Shouldn't have Gene Smith known better? All of that stuff. But at the end of the day, and I'm not saying it justifies that, but Urban Meyer was treated a little bit differently because he won games. He won a national championship.
And even he ultimately got suspended for 3 games, one of them a pretty big game.
And again, I'm not saying this is the way it should work. I'm saying this is the way it does work.
I understand.
I can't believe that this guy, Troy Taylor, before this job, where was he? Like Sacramento State or something? Sac State. He was good at Sac State. That's how he got the job here. I'm just saying, he's got no resume to speak of. He's coaching a losing team. You've already got him on paper admitting that he was wrong.
And he's a bad guy.
And you're keeping him around. Why?
And also, you're Stanford. You're Stanford, right? You're the Harvard of the West.
They think so.
Supposed to act like it. Yeah, they do think so.
Richard Sherman thinks so. Tyvus's buddy.
No likey Richard?
No, he's fine. I got no problem with Richard. When he's not trying to have home invasions into his in-laws' house.
Or rip, was that Michael Crabtree's head off?
I don't care about him.
That's kind of
Hell
funny.
with Michael Crabtree. The NBA could be tapping into more nostalgia. I'll tell you about it coming up top of the hour. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at some slowdown due to an accident if you're traveling on Hamilton Road, north of Winchester Pike. And we've got stop-and-go traffic on southbound 71 on the north side between Morse Road and Cook Road. Just a couple-minute delay there. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
In-betweens are made for pizza. In between meals, meetings, thoughts, that's pizza time. Stop at Speedway and get 2 hot, delicious slices of pizza and a Mountain Dew 20-ounce for $5 with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for full terms.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever for a single line. Just $45 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Too Tired to Cook takeout every week. Get 1 line on Unlimited Welcome for $45 per month with AutoPay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Columbus Verizon store by April 2nd to save. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on Unlimited Welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, I remember you saying that a family business should reflect family values, that a customer deserves to be treated with kindness and compassion.
And those values will never change. The reputation you built for being fair and honest is our greatest asset.
In fact, in 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and named the Lennox Partner of the Year.
You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind. It's an honor to continue serving Central Ohio as a locally owned, family-run business.
So, whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just honest advice, Care is here for you.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
The madness is finally here. No, literally, it's here at Hollywood Casino Columbus at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. The Fan is throwing 24 hours of watch parties this glorious weekend. We even have our own custom shirts for you to win. The biggest screens, incredible food, and madness contests like horse and a 3-point shootout. Grab your friends and your bracket and join the Fan at Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Reserve a table at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Bets are us when dreams sunk in. Bets are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Bets are us when dreams sunk in. Bets are us.
Your boy Bert Kreischer is back.
Woo! I'm back, baby!
And he's giving you permission to party. So grab a friend and meet him in Columbus at the Schottenstein Center.
Done, son.
Get tickets now at BertBertBert.com.
The best matchup is you in a new ride at Coghlan Chevrolet, Central Ohio's #1 Chevy dealer. Lease a new 25 Chevy Trax, $149 a month. Your choice, new 25 Trailblazer or 24 Blazer EV RS. Lease for $169 a month. At all 5 Coghlan Chevy locations and CoglanChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Coghlan has the car for you.
36, 42, and 24-month leases, 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over, $39.99 due at signing plus tax, title, and license. See dealer for details. Ends 3/31/25.
When divorce places your world in jeopardy, Cordell & Cordell, one of the nation's largest family law firms, is committed to helping you. Cordell & Cordell is ready to fight for you in divorce and family law matters, providing the strength of legal experience and a history of success that we can share with you. Call us to schedule your consultation today or visit CordellCordell.com.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
It's March, and you know what that means. Bracket season. You've crunched the numbers, picked your favorites, and maybe even taken a big gamble on that Cinderella team. But when it comes to your home, gambling is not an option. Spring storms are rolling in, bringing strong winds, heavy rain, and unpredictable weather. The question is your roof ready? At Newman Roofing, we don't leave anything up to chance. Whether you need a new roof, gutter replacement, or updated siding, our expert team is here to educate you, guide you, and give you the best options to fit your home's needs. No high-pressure sales, no surprises, just top-quality work from a team you can trust. That's why homeowners choose Newman Roofing, the #1 overall seed here in Columbus, because we deliver an unbeatable customer experience every single time. So, don't wait until the damage is done. Beat the storm before it ruins your big dance. Call 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com to schedule your spot this spring. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keels. NCAA tournament games underway presently. At the half, Auburn, the overall #1 seed, leading Alabama State 41-31. And in the first half, it's McNeese ahead of Clemson 18-8. Finals in today. Top seed Houston, no trouble beating SIU Edwardsville 78-40. Wisconsin got 19 from John Blackwell, 18 from Stephen Crowell in an 85-66 win over Montana. Purdue beat High Point 75-63. Trey Kaufman-Renn with 21 for the Boilermakers. And it was Creighton with 4 in double figures, beating Louisville 89-75. Blue Jackets wrap up their homestand tonight, and they try and break a 4-game losing streak when they host Florida, 7 o'clock here on the Fan at Nationwide Arena. The Jackets going to play 3 points out for the chase of the second wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Barely famous, incredibly stupid. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Happy Thursday. Happy tournament day. Clemson is sucking right now. They got 8 points with 6.5 minutes left to go in the first half, losing to McNeese State.
Yeah, whose coach
23-8
is already gone. Will Wade, everyone knows he's already the NC State coach.
Yes, he's there.
He's there coaching McNeese, but it's just another one of these complexities of college sports where you can have a head coach talking with NC State. He and his representatives had been talking with NC State all the while he's coaching McNeese through their end of the regular season conference tournament, and they're looking just fine.
There's lots of coaches that are doing that. The difference was that he was honest about it.
Exactly.
I want to call BS on something. The University of Oxford's Wellbeing Research Center, they release the happiest country rankings.
Okay.
Where people are the happiest.
I don't know if we're going to be too high up on this.
They ask people to rate their own lives on a scale of 0 to 10, just in case you were wondering, 0 being the worst possible life and 10 being the best possible life. The United States came in 24th. For comparison, United Kingdom came in 23rd. So right around the same area.
Okay.
Number 1, again. They've won again. Finland. Number 1. Let me give you the top 10. This is why I call BS. Finland 1, Denmark 2, Iceland 3, Sweden 4. So we got a lot of Nordic white people.
Yeah.
Netherlands 5, Costa Rica 6.
Okay.
Norway 7.
My
Again,
goodness,
white people up there.
All of Scandinavia and Northern Europe, the whole entire place.
Israel 8.
No.
They're at war.
Israel?
There is no... Look, this is where you look at the research and say, it doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't line up.
Now, this is a 3-year average of these scores, but for the last year and a half, this is a war-torn nation.
What, is Ukraine going to be 9th?
Luxembourg is 9th.
What are we talking about?
And Mexico is 10th.
Wow.
You know, the country that's overrun by the drug cartels and all that, but they're number 10 on here. Here's why I call BS on this. Years ago, we had a wrestling legend, Mick Foley, here in the studio. If you're unfamiliar with Mick Foley, he wore a mask. He was Mankind. He was the poster boy for wrestling head trauma. I mean, this guy would fall off cages. He'd get 19 chair shots to the head, and that was just on a Tuesday. This guy's probably had more brain injuries than anybody. But he was doing a stand-up comedy tour. So he came in here, did an hour.
You didn't go to the show, did you?
I did
After
not.
you guys interviewed him?
I did not. He was a super nice guy.
Yeah.
Super nice guy. Came in here, did an hour with us, and we asked him, how he was doing from a cognitive standpoint. Like, how are you feeling?
And this was at least 10 years ago.
Given all the injuries that you've had, how are you feeling? And he said, well, I think I feel good, but then again, I don't really know what good means. He's been injured so many times.
He's been living that lifestyle for so long.
He doesn't know what the baseline of good is.
What's probably how a guy you're a Bears fan, right? Jim McMahon has had a really, really rough past 15, 20 years. Isn't that right? I'm not making that up, am I?
Right. That's right.
Like he can't have
He's blind.
Doesn't know what a decent day is anymore. He feels so bad.
That's what, and so he admitted that. He said, I feel good, but I don't really know if I have the same standard of
I get
good.
That. Could I be a lot better? Yeah.
As normal people. I guess like the Finnish people, maybe they answer, well, I'm a 10. Because they don't really know what a 10 feels like. But then this also raises the question, does it matter if you're truly happy or if you just think you're truly happy?
That I think.
Now, smoke a J and think about that one.
No, it's the second thing. It is the second thing. Mick's a little bit different because despite him saying that to you, I can't believe that your body can hurt, right? Your head can hurt. Something in your sensory will tell you that. Now, I'm sure where Mick was coming from is this, I'm as good as I can be, having done what I always did throughout my life. You're talking about a physical pain type of thing. When you're talking about a mentality, what I think is around me, that's why the Matrix was so brilliant. Just plug me back in. Just make me a rich millionaire. I'll eat steaks every day.
You don't care
Even
what's
if it's
real.
not reality, plug me back into the Matrix, and I'll live a lavish life. That's fine with me.
If you believe it, it becomes real.
Yes. It's not a lie
like Finland,
if you believe it.
Finland is a country of Yarmos. No one is smiling. And yet you go up to them and say, are you happy? I'm very happy. Oh, okay. I'm a 10 out of 10. I guess you are.
But I ask you this. Why Finland, does that give you a moment to pause? Like, why when you see and hear Finland, you kind of say erroneous on all counts?
I've met Finnish people, independent of Yarmo. All right? They're not the most happy-go-lucky people I've ever met in my life.
No? But were they all hockey players and also always beat up and not feeling great, injured,
tired? Half of them were alcoholics, too. Maybe that's why they're so happy.
That could be.
Because they're drunk all the time. I don't know, man. You share a border with Russia. They sort of look at you every now and then and say, you want a piece of us, too?
Yeah. But I just told you, Sarah's sister and her husband, they just got back from a trip of a lifetime to Finland.
They're tourists in Finland.
I know, but they got great stuff up there. That's fantastic. You and I would love to go vacation there because of how cold it is all the time. You got the polar nights. It's fantastic. Probably got Tom Hanks conducting a train, taking you up to the Aurora Borealis. Oh, boy! Maybe that annoying kid on board,
if you're
too?
asking who's really happy,
it's Scandinavia.
The white people who live up north.
And everybody else.
They're very, very happy.
The Vikings.
And people from Israel, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Right. That one I don't get.
What did I tease?
Nostalgia.
So
NBA.
The NBA is coming back to NBC next year. People are all excited about the theme song, the John Tesh theme song possibly coming back. And it looks like that will come back. It is a good thing. But I also saw that the NBA would like to recreate NBA inside stuff.
Is Ahmad Rashad coming back to it?
Well, I mean, he's alive.
Right, but is he coming back to do that show?
He's elderly.
I don't
Willow Bay, alive. But do we want them to do that show? Now, if you remember, they tried to reinvent it about 10 years ago. Grant Hill did it.
Someone else did it with Grant, I want to say.
That's right, and I forget who it was.
And they did this for a good long while.
A few years but it was
on NBA TV. It doesn't really have the same punch. And here's the thing, too. A lot of times, TV executives try to get in groups and recreate things that simply can't be recreated.
That's what I feel like
they're
they're doing
kind of
here.
impact.
Right.
Because we were living in a different time, in a different era. Kids like you and me, we really looked forward to getting our hands on a copy of a Sports Illustrated magazine, a hard copy. We looked forward to waking up on Saturday morning before, some of the Saturday morning sitcoms would come on. And instead of that, we get a really cool show that's dressed up, that gives you all the week's highlights. And we're seeing clips of things that we're really not going to see anywhere else unless it's SportsCenter. But it had a cooler, different vibe than SportsCenter.
Right. It's not better. It's not worse. You also hit on a key thing is that you said the word kid. A lot of us were kids.
We're different.
When this was on. Your mentality's different then. I guarantee you, 30 years from now, 40 years from now, you will have adults doing whatever version of sports talk radio there is, or podcast or whatever, talking about how they wish they could go back to the good old days where Nate Burleson did an NFL show on Nickelodeon.
Right.
Because that's what they grew up watching.
Or their show on NFL Network.
What I'm saying is, you and I look at that as a total non-event. Doesn't matter to us one bit. But for a budding sports fan who's just beginning to discover their passion for the sport,
you remember things like that.
They love stuff like that. And that's where we were. We were in that age group where it's like I couldn't wait for that afternoon game to start on NBC because more often than not, my Bulls were playing in it. Right? I had a little basketball hoop in my room above the closet, and I'd have NBA Inside stuff on, and it was great.
If you had to say one thing about NBA Inside stuff, one thing, like what was it? Like the thing about the show that did it for you?
Fun. It was fun.
I would say it was Ahmad. Rashad.
Well, what I mean is that, the other coverage would have guys like Costas on it, and he'd give you his breathy analysis. But that didn't go on Inside Stuff. It was a light, fun, almost comic book beach read sort of vibe.
It was like a magazine on a show.
That's right.
And even everything down to the... Didn't they splash kind of neon blue and pink paint colors?
They were hip with the kids.
They were hip. They were doing it with the colors, and we were doing it with the logos and the graphics. It was a cool show.
So they're going to bring it back. Will it have the same magic? No, probably not, because you don't have the same magic in your life. Maybe it resonates with the younger generation.
Maybe in Finland, it's going to be a hit.
Maybe Logan Paul's the host of it, and it's fantastic. Fat Boy Food Tap. Next, Colin, Man, and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Slower traffic is causing a 5-minute delay on westbound 670 between 71 and 3rd Street. And we also have a 5-minute delay on eastbound 33 between 270 Southeast and Hamilton Road. This report is sponsored by Ohio Basement Authority. Are your windows sticking? Is your drywall cracking? Contact Ohio Basement Authority, the foundation repair experts. Get your free inspection today. Learn more at ohiobasementauthority.com. Licensed in all states where work is performed. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Anthony Rothman here for Tel Ohio. Tel Ohio Credit Union has been financing dreams and fueling the local economy for 90 years. And as the #1 SBA lender among Ohio credit unions, learn why more than 3,000 business owners trust Tel Ohio. Visit telohio.org/business.
Are you feeling tired, slower, or achier than you used to? You might think it's just age, but it could be low testosterone. At Columbus Men's Clinic, they've helped thousands of men who didn't realize their symptoms were caused by declining testosterone levels, a problem that's becoming a new norm in American men. Columbus Men's Clinic refuses to accept this new normal. They're committed to restoring testosterone to healthy levels so you can feel like yourself again, whether at home, in the gym, at work, or in the bedroom. For years, their medical provider has delivered testosterone therapy tailored to each man's needs. No one-size-fits-all solutions, just real science-backed results delivered by discreet local experts. Imagine more energy, sharper focus, and newfound confidence. A same-day testosterone check and consultation is just $99. Call 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com today. Your prime years aren't over. They're just waiting to be unleashed. Columbus Men's Clinic. making it happen.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Are you sick of the Ohio winter weather like me? Well, spring camping is almost here, and deals are blooming at RCD RV. From March 15th through the 29th, take advantage of our spring savings event. Over 800 new and pre-owned RVs in stock. Let us help plan a springtime adventure for you. New travel trailers starting as low as $12,995. Campers for every single budget. Visit the locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online at rcdrv.com. Don't wait. RCD RV is your destination for springtime adventure.
Ready to hit the road in a new car? With Pathways, enjoy up to 90 days with no payments and low auto loan rates. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and spring's going to be here before you know it. I know it feels cold now, but before too long, you're going to be outside running around, jogging, wanting to do golf, explore time with your family. Get outside and do the things you love. Just be active. And listen, a lot of my friends, they're asking me about QC Kinetics joint treatments. They want to know if they should consider it for their joint pain. And if you're wondering, maybe you could be a good candidate, let's see if the answer is yes to any of these questions. Quality of life impacted by chronic pain, knees, hips, back, shoulders, other things. Trouble sleeping, walking, day-to-day movement? Check. Next, avoiding surgery, the pain, the downtime? Check. Most importantly, do you miss doing the things I talked about when the spring and summer are here? Check. Don't wait. If you answered yes to one or any of those, you'd be a great candidate. You can go in there, go to QC Kinetics, ask for their free consultation, find out what it's all about, learn about the latest advances in regenerative medicine. They've got locations in Dublin and Gehenna, or you can go to qckinetics.com/Columbus, or better yet, call 380-208-4544.
We have a lot of football happening. I'm here to help. Set your radio preset to the fan. Very good. Now set a second one to ESPN Columbus. It's the HD2 button. Lastly, go to the fan's HD3 and save the fan 3. Crisis averted. You're welcome.
Bo Bishop here. High Bank Distillery Co. is the most awarded distillery in America at the 2024 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. Stop by your local liquor store to grab a bottle, or the 3 restaurant locations in Gahanna, Grandview, or Westerville. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the place to be for all the basketball action. Watch every game at once with over 50 feet of video wall and more than 30 TVs. Endless chances to win big. Show off your jump shot in our King of the Court drawings or create your perfect bracket for a shot at Penn Cash. Enjoy food and bucket specials all tournament long. Guarantee your spot. Reserve a table now at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Here's 3 reasons to buy your Blue Jackets ticket plans for the 25-26 season. 1, pick your seat and pick your games. 2, plans start at just 11 games. 3, priority access to Stanley Cup playoff tickets. Act now. Visit BlueJackets.com/tickets.
Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A rather gloomy finish on this first day of spring. Temperatures in the low 40s, windy with cloudy skies. Scattered rain showers and a couple of snowflakes possible by this evening. Overnight will fall down to the mid-20s with clearing skies and light winds, and a much better Friday on the way. A nice end of the week. Plenty of sunshine, light winds, and temperatures back in the low 50s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Murdering brain cells, one show at a time. Back to Man and Bone.
This dumb show brought to you by the Hinder Motor Company. Bone is out today. Timmy's here. Teddy's here. I'm here.
How's Ted doing back there?
How you doing, Ted?
Been quiet.
I'm doing good, Mike.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good, yeah.
Thanks for saying hey to me, too.
Doing good, Mike.
That's the way it should be.
You suck. You know that?
That's what I've heard.
You watching golf back there?
I was, but
Middle
now
of March Madness?
we'll get a little VCU BYU starting, so I switched it over to that.
What are we at this week? Is this the Valspar? Valspar. That's a good thick paint,
yeah,
right?
That is.
Is that a latex paint?
I think so, yeah.
Well, they probably do it all.
Where do they play the Valspar?
The Valspar is what, in Innisbrook, Florida?
It's in Florida. I know that, but
Copperhead, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's the Copperhead. Yeah,
yeah. It's a good one. We're in the build up here to Augusta, so these are tournaments that matter, right? Like these are.
If you tell me.
Well, they are. Don't tell somebody that defected to go to live, but these are tournaments that, for the most part, you would like to play in the build-up to Augusta.
All right, Fat Boy Food.
Common Man and T-Bone have very little value unless they're telling you about all the crap they can shove in your mouth so you can die quicker. It's time for Fat Boy Food Tip. Wait, how do you want me to say it? Tip? This is dumb. I quit.
Sponsored by Metal Supermarkets. Visit metalsupermarkets.com/Columbus for all your metal needs.
All right, there's a few hours left. Today is free cone day over at Dairy Queen. You get a free vanilla cone.
That's right. My son told me about this before he left for the bus.
You don't have to be on an app. You just have to roll up to the window and ask for your free vanilla cone. Now, they limit you to one, and you get one a day. But it doesn't say anything about putting on disguises or going around to all the Dairy Queen locations in the metro area and getting your free cone. Now, I did see...
Hit up our guy Mike Todd for multiple free cones.
Some jabron on social media saying that he drove 3 hours to his local Dairy Queen, because that's the closest one, I guess.
It's not really local, is
it? To get his free cone. You drove 3 hours to get... Now, normally, I'm not making that drive, but it's free. It costs, what does a regular cone cost? $2? $2.50? It's worth a 3-hour drive?
Well, hey, I mean, you should not be getting on to somebody for taking a little bit of a trip sake of good food. Even if he doesn't have a Dairy Queen in his town,
I can
understand taking a little trip so you can enjoy some DQ.
If you want a peanut butter parfait and nothing's going to scratch that itch and you have nothing to do all day,
and
by all means,
go.
Take the 3-hour ride. But why are you waiting for free cone day to do it? It's like, normally I wouldn't go, but today I can save $2. I'm going.
Do we think that he only got the free cone? Because you better be having yourself a Dairy Queen feast. Have the free cone, but then also, get the cone, go out there, enjoy it, pop back in, and then get lunch, and then get a box of dilly bars. Maybe pack yourself a cooler on ice so they'll stay frozen by the time you get home. Let me ask you this. Whenever I catch wind of something and it's almost too late, I actually did not know that this was a thing until 6 o'clock this morning when Jack told me about this.
They do it every single year. Every year they do it.
It's on March 20th every single year?
I don't know if it's on March 20th, but they do a free cone day every spring around this time.
But where did you see this? On social media? You just caught wind of it?
It's USA Today right here.
Got it. USA Today. I've heard of them. They do the paper for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right?
I know that, normally, and I'm the same way, I'm not judging. When you go on Instagram, you're looking at a particular algorithm, and that is juicy aces.
Oh, you're right.
All right, there's bouncy things, there's firm melons, there's lots of it.
I'm trying to type in different things into my search bar,
you know what?
so
Instagram
I can get
knows
more.
That it's just, you're lying to it.
You want to know what I started to get just in the last couple days, and I don't know why. Because I'm not the biggest wrestling fan. But there's, I guess, a pretty popular video game, right, Ted? Like on Xbox or the new PS5. It's a WWE. Maybe people out there, I'm sure, have seen it.
2K25.
Yes. But all it's giving me is like a big hulking male wrestler. Like today, it was the last couple days. One was Brock Lesnar. Today was The Rock.
It just knows you want some skin.
And then it's showing a female wrestler wearing, the tiniest string bikini.
It knows
and they're
you.
fighting each other, and it shows like a 45-second clip of them putting each other into different suplexes.
But what I'm saying is they have Instagram accounts that are devoted to telling you about deals like this or special limited time items that are coming out.
And
if you branch out from your normal, areolas are us, you may find one of these things.
Don't act like you're so different. Don't act like I opened up your Instagram account. It's like high society.
That's what I said. I'm with you, but I do follow some of these fat ass accounts too. So at least
news stories about the Pope.
Mine are bosoms and pizza, as opposed to just bosoms.
Right.
Let me open up my search thing right here.
Let's see.
Let me see what I got. I'll tell you. I'll describe it to you.
All right. I have. You tell me your first six. I'll tell you mine.
My first six. Woman in bikini.
Okay. Frontal, back, what
Frontal.
angle? Okay.
My second one is well-endowed woman chugging a cheer wine.
Really?
Yeah.
That should be on my feed. I love cheer wine.
My third one is some sort of celebrity. I don't know who she is, but she's on a red carpet with a very see-through dress. My fourth one is a watch.
That fits.
Right? Because it knows me there. My fifth one is another well-endowed woman on the beach. And then I have volleyball players bouncing. The only two I have on my whole front screen
we are messed up.
is the watch and bacon. I have a picture of bacon.
A picture of bacon. So
Yes,
you
I
have
have a
cheer
picture of
wine
bacon.
and bacon. You actually have some substance. I am going nowhere fast.
Are you all scantily clad?
I'll tell you. Pick one is like a 3-part pick. It's just ace in yoga shorts. Second one is a close-up of an ace in yoga shorts. Third one is another wrestling clip where a female wrestler fights male wrestler. Fourth one, for some reason, is I can't see what the meme is, but it's a meme of Elsa from Frozen, where she's got like the mean look going on.
All right.
There's nothing to that. Don't get any weird
I don't
ideas.
know. Maybe you like Elsa.
There's nothing to that. There's
Back
never
in the
been
day, a lot of people like Jessica Rabbit. Maybe you got a thing for Elsa.
Never been a thing with Elsa. Jack was a kid when those came out. We did see those movies. We have not watched them a million times
Watch
since.
the adult version of Frozen. Instead of let it go, it's let it out.
Very nice.
Of your pantalone.
So the fourth one is some kind of track athlete. And the fifth one is a woman walking on a treadmill with her ace bouncing around.
There you go. See?
Oh, and then there's the T-Bone was telling us about this tattoo. It's an arm, like an elbow, and it's crooked. And it's a tattoo of a mozzarella stick. And then the person extends the arm, and then the cheese pops out of the mozzarella stick.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice tat.
Good one.
Here, I've got something for you.
Looky here.
We got a couple minutes here. I saw this. I bookmarked this. Thought this was fun. This is the 1970 menu at a typical McDonald's.
Okay.
Ready for this?
You want me to guess?
I want to see if you can get all the items. Like the.
All right. Well,
There's
start
only
with
like 12 items
All right,
or so in the
start
whole
with the basics,
menu.
okay? Cheeseburger. Hamburger.
Yep.
Fry.
Yep.
Coffee.
Yes. Good for you.
Filet-O-fish.
Good for you.
Yes?
Yes.
That's
what good for you means.
I want to say by that time they would have had a Big Mac on the menu.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
now,
at the top.
Yes, well, that's
It
the
is
feature.
in between the Golden Arches. Big Mac is on top with its price.
They probably
and then
don't have a quarter pounder yet.
Get the thing that's on the top left.
Hold on, I'm not done.
There's two items that come before the hamburger, okay?
Milkshake.
Shakes. So
Shakes.
Yes. Shakes.
Whatever they call a
Three
fountain
flavors.
drink or soda or pop.
Yeah, this is actually a nice touch. It's written out Coca-Cola, root beer, orangeade.
Okay.
That might be the only three they have.
So what else would I be missing? Is there something else?
Yeah, there's a few other things. There's double hamburger and double cheeseburger.
Okay. See,
that's at the top left of the menu. Then it's hamburger cheeseburger.
What are they charging? What are they charging for a regular
Take
cheeseburger?
a guess. 1970. Where's your mind at for a regular cheeseburger?
39 cents.
Less, 25 cents. Yeah. Can we go back? I say this all the time. If I had access to the time machine, people talk about, the almanac. I'd go back, find an almanac, Gray Sports, come back to the future and get rich. That's easy, right? I would go back for lunch. That's what I would do. I'd take quick trips. I'd go back for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I'd go back and buy groceries, put them in the car, come back here to present day. I'd basically be a millionaire if I got to eat on those prices.
You're an idiot. I'm going to tell you why. 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some slow traffic that's causing a 15-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and Cook Road. And you're going to hit a 5-minute slowdown on southbound 315 between Kinnear Road and Town Street. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
March is on at Lindsay Honda. Shoot your shot and save. It's madness. You get to choose your finance rate on over 600 new Lindsay Hondas. 0%, 1.9, 2.9, and up to a full 60 months long. And no trade-in required. This deal works with zero down. March is on at Lindsay Honda. Save with rates as low as 0% at lindsayhonda.com.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
See lindsayhonda.com for details.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, 6-ounce packages of fresh raspberries or blackberries are on sale for $1.88 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings. Want to upgrade your outdoor space? Check out Getchy's in Dublin for a massive selection of maintenance-free polylumber furniture. It's built to last, no staining, and it's made from recycled materials. Need a storage shed, pergola, or even a garage? Well, they're Central Ohio's trusted dealer for Weaver Barns as well. If you need a kid's playset, they've got custom wood and vinyl designs built for fun and durability. Stop by Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings' huge showroom in Dublin or shop over 7,000 products online at AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The dumb is strong with this show. You're listening to Man and Bone.
All right, Timmy's dumb. We're going to get back to that in a second. But if you're sad, like me, that Ohio State did not make the tournament, good news. They have. Because what they've done is they've kidnapped everyone from Clemson, and they're playing as Clemson. Let me tell you these halftime stats.
Oh, come
now,
on.
27-win Clemson, the 5 seed, playing the 12 seed McNeese State. Here's Clemson's halftime stats. First of all, 13 points at the half. They shot 5 of 24 from the field.
Is that bad?
From three-point land,
yikes, man.
They were 1 of 15. 1 of 15.
That's 6.7%.
The Buckeyes are playing. They're Clemson.
Yeah, and it's not like McNeese was shooting the lights out. They're shooting 43% and only 14% from downtown, and they are running away with this game.
They only scored 31 first-half points.
Yeah.
Clemson has 13. That doesn't mean the game's over, but man, what a horrible...
Oh, my God. Well, you know what just happened is they extended their head coach, Brad Brownell. Used to be here in Ohio. Used to be Wright State's guy before he went out there. And he's been at Clemson forever. And I was looking at his profile the other day. Brad Brownell, the Clemson head basketball coach, he has 0 tournament championship titles, 0 regular season or shares of championships, but he does have 2 runs to the Sweet 16. All right. That's the one thing he's got. He has been at Clemson since 2010. Do you think that's enough? Here's his record is 292 and 195. So almost 100 games over 500. That's a 600 winning percentage, and he is a little bit over 500 in conference play, 146 and 128. But we know the ACC has really slipped in the last 3 or 4 years. And he had the Elite 8 run last year. So he's made 2 tournaments. He's only made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in his 15 seasons. Think that's good for them, or should they be looking for more with what their athletics department is, what they should want out of men's basketball?
No, I don't think that's satisfactory.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think it's satisfactory here when someone gets close to the tournament.
No.
That's not what we should be.
I would think that Clemson would want to stretch their legs a little bit and
they just compete
for championships.
All right, you're stupid. Let me tell you why.
Why? What did I do?
You just said
going back for lunch and dinner with the time machine?
Well,
that's smart.
No, it's not smart. That's dumb. You said instead of going back and doing Gray Sports Almanac like Biff did, getting rich, putting money on all the games that you knew the outcome of, building generational wealth, You would use your time machine to go back to 1970 McDonald's just to get a 25-cent. I like food, too.
Food,
but guess what? If you've got $9 billion today, you can buy all the overpriced, air quote, food that you want.
All right, I was just trying to be cute, okay? I was just trying to come up with something other than, I'm going to go back there and become a billionaire. Everybody's going to become a billionaire. You got to come up with something else that you would do with a time machine. Everybody's going to get rich. But you know what? What if you can't find an almanac? What if you only had 60 minutes to go back and, like, your phone obviously is not working because how would it?
That's interesting.
There's no towel.
You have 60 minutes to go back in time.
And what if you were in the outskirts of a town or whatever, and you didn't have a map on you. Your phone obviously wasn't going to direct you in. You're just going by road signs alone, or maybe by feel. Where would you go? Like, how would you find the almanac? Just hope that it's in the antique shop, like what he did?
I would go, if I just had 60 minutes, I'd have to do something for the betterment of humanity. I'd have to.
What could
I'd
do
feel guilty
to better humanity?
What I would do is I would go back to Austria, whatever hometown Hitler was from. And I'd go to nursery school or wherever he was. Kindergarten.
You're going to get baby Hitler.
I'm gonna take care of baby Hitler.
You're going to get baby Hitler.
I'm going to take him out. Yeah. That's what I would do. And then I'd have a schnitzel when I'm done. Then I come back.
You'll have a nice lunch, right?
Think about, and then you come back, and then the fabric of life is different.
Oh my gosh!
Think about you're coming back to a completely different world. If the Holocaust, if World War II never happens, that's not to say there's not going to be some other crazy person out there killing people.
True.
We see that today,
but we could be quite prosperous.
But I wonder what that would be, what the domino effect would, the butterfly effect, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Who was in the butterfly effect of that too?
That too. Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher.
Married to Mila Kunis. They don't wash their children. Remember that? Mila doesn't wash her Kunis.
I remember her. Are they still a thing?
I think that they're married. I think so.
Well, if they're married, then they're still a thing.
Who's the most annoying celebrity in the world?
Kathy Griffin.
All right.
Have you seen?
I can co-sign that.
Have you seen her recently?
What do you mean recently?
Have you seen her recently?
I ain't seen it.
A photo.
No.
She's got a little like Sammy Sosa thing going on.
She's changing races?
No, she's just becoming opaque. Like she was always like super white.
I was going to say, what was she before?
Now it's like if she were up against that wall, she'd be invisible.
I'm not talking about someone who scares you visually. Who do you find super annoying? Is it just the fact that she's super white?
Carrot Top.
You're really picking white people. Like these are the whitest people you can think of.
Who do you hate? Who's the most annoying for you?
I hate combination. Christian Bell and Dak Shepard. Hate them.
Also white.
hate them. I find them to be so super obnoxious.
Yeah, they're in commercials together. They're kind of like the cool. They're supposed to be the cool hipster couple.
Who does more commercials, Kristen Bell or Kevin Hart? Between the two of them, they're in every single commercial.
Yeah,
For a while, it was Brooke Shields. Back in her heyday, she's doing eyelashes. She's selling Lazy Boys. She's doing everything.
Cindy Crawford was also in a ton of commercials for all sorts of beauty products.
But I think about this every single time. Like George Clooney, how much money does he have?
Oh, George Clooney. First of all, George Clooney, I got no problems with him.
I got a problem with him, and I'm going to tell you what my problem is in a second. Here's my problem.
What?
How much money does George Clooney have?
He gives like 100, maybe not 100. He gives like $10 million cash to his buddies.
That's even worse.
Why?
Because he's got so much money, and yet he's putting on a stupid mustache and a costume to sell you coffee on TV. He's like a Pink Panther, Inspector Clouseau guy.
All right,
Who took my Nespresso?
Maybe there's a reason.
Have some pride. What's the reason?
Maybe he knows somebody. I got to think that when you're that rich,
he owns it.
You might be.
He's got a piece of it.
Okay,
but
so there it is.
It doesn't matter.
So he's got a stake in it, and he wants to do it. He wants to.
That's pathetic.
Because
have some standards.
No. You're missing the point on this one.
I'm not missing the point. I got the point.
No, you're missing the point on this one.
Whore.
because you and I, we talk about how when we go to that Chick-fil-A that's up on Sawmill, the owners of that Chick-fil-A, they don't just hang back and never show up at the place. They actually take pride in ownership of that establishment. They'll even go and refill your drink. They'll be there on a busy Saturday or Sunday.
They don't have $500 million like Clooney does.
Oh, but they're Chick-fil-A rich? Anybody that gets to own a Chick-fil-A, that's generational wealth right there.
Get out of here.
You're full of it. You turn the lights on a Chick-fil-A, you're lucky enough to even own one.
I'm sure
you're rich.
On Lake Como in Italy, right next to Clooney, is the Chick-fil-A franchisee over at Polaris.
The Dublin Chick-fil-A moms and pops. Lake Como.
I'm just saying, there's a certain point where you're so rich and you're so famous that you shouldn't be hawking products. Look, I'm doing it here, all right? Common Man here for whatever.
When are you going to stop?
I have to pay my mortgage. I'm not George Clooney.
Oh, mortgage. You're fine. You're the common man.
I don't know what that means.
Is Clooney really on Lake Como?
Oh, yeah.
Or is that just an Ocean's 11 reference?
No, he's there, baby. He's been there for a long time.
What do you think?
What do you think his net worth is?
Not net worth. What do you think he's made on movies? Like when we look up an athlete and your career contract earnings, a
lot.
You think he's up around 500 mil on movies alone? Gotta be, right?
All right, the internet tells me his net worth is,
I'm going to say 550 million.
500 million.
Good guess.
I mean, it varies here. 550, 500, 239. Get the hell out of here with your 239.
No, he's
clipping coupons for 239.
He's banging better than that. Maybe that's why he's doing the commercials. Beef that up a little bit.
And who's she married to? Amal, is that her name?
I don't know.
Because she had money too, didn't she?
Not bad for a Kentucky boy, right?
Big Reds fan.
Is he
Clooney.
Is he a Wildcats fan, I wonder?
I know he's a Reds fan.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, he does like Cincy.
Who do you think's a bigger Reds fan? George Clooney or Herbie's dog?
Hey, stop talking about my dog.
Who's that?
You doing Herbie.
Degenerate Timmy up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 30-minute delay due to a disabled semi that's blocking the right lane. On northbound 71 on the north side at Weber Road, it is stop and go from 670. And there's a 5-minute delay on westbound 670 between 71 and Neal Avenue. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
In-betweens are made for pizza. In between meals, meetings, thoughts. That's pizza time. Stop at Speedway and get 2 hot, delicious slices of pizza and a Mountain Dew 20-ounce for $5 with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for full terms.
Hey, Ohio State fans. While others cut corners, like that team up north, Valvoline Instant Oil Change is Buckeye-level quality. We train hard and treat every day like game day. We're always quick, but never rushed. And you can stay in your car while our experts do the work. Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Visit Valvoline.com/Buckeyes to find your nearest location and access exclusive fan savings.
If your garage door is so lopsided that it looks like it could open from the left to the right, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, transforming the look of people's homes with beautiful Clopay doors for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
New treatments for joint pain are here. By now, you've heard about regenerative medicine. If you're wondering if you're a good candidate, answer these questions. First, does chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints keep you from doing the things you enjoy? Golfing, jogging, time with the family. Does it hurt doing the things you need to do, like getting out of bed, sleeping, working, and walking? And finally, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? If you answered yes to any of those, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Learn about exciting advancements in regenerative treatments that can give you long-lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics. That's QC Kinetics. Here's the phone number.
Call now, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544.
Spring forward, Columbus, with the Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling Services. We're here to thaw you out with this limited time offer. Get up to $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer is too good to pass up. The Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling now together to serve you better with $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer won't last. Call us today, 614-232-2222. That's 614-232-2222.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
When you buy from Pella, you could meet Brad, Bob, maybe Mike, or 54 others that make our local Pella team so awesome.
And if you buy from me, you'll get to meet me.
Just a one-man operation, Wilson?
I've got a bunch of cousins helping me, but based on their work, I'm not sure they've got thumbs.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Morning Juice.
When you do hard things, you get more adept to be able to do more hard things. Do something you hate every day. When you do that, you'll callous your mind to it.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Weekday mornings at 6. The Fan.
The madness is finally here. No, literally. It's here at Hollywood Casino Columbus at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. The Fan is throwing 24 hours of watch parties this glorious weekend. We even have our own custom shirts for you to win. The biggest screens, incredible food, and madness contests like horse and a three-point shootout. Grab your friends and your bracket and join the Fan at Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Reserve a table at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
1-800-GOT-JUNK makes space for possibilities.
When our clean, shiny truck arrives, it's the sign of a new beginning, a clean start, a breath of fresh air.
All the animals start giggling, a rainbow appears, and music fills the air.
Your best friend calls with happy news. Every table has fresh flowers on it, and your nights are full of candlelight.
We bring the springtime.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Federal Elite Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Listen to this show or go to hell. This is Man and Bone.
Bone's out today. Timmy's here. Teddy's here. All right, this just coming down from the Cincinnati Reds, Teddy. The Reds have announced that a bronze sculpture of Hall of Fame broadcaster Marty Brennaman will be unveiled outside Great American Ballpark on Saturday, September 6th, 2025.
That's nice.
Well deserved.
The sculpture will depict Marty behind the radio microphone as he was for 46 years with the Reds. Now, here's another freebie for you. I'm an endorser for Tri-State Men's Health. So is Timmy.
Yep. So
is Tyvis Powell. And so is Marty Brennaman. So I think it's only appropriate when you construct that bronze statue that whatever's in those Docker pants he's wearing be at full attention.
Well, I mean.
And he's eating some Laura's lean beef, whatever the hell he's hawking.
There's a big red smoking.
Teddy's got something to say about Laura's lean beef, don't you?
Don't you?
No, I was just going to say that's some beef there.
That's some beef. It's some lean beef.
A lot of people, I don't know what this has to do with anything, but I can remember when a Nick Saban statue was erected at Alabama, and it had to be in the middle of his tenure at Alabama because he just retired, and this was long ago. People were making a thing about how you could see the Nike swoosh on his clothing. The actual statue.
They made it into the bronze.
Yeah, they made the Nike swoosh actually into the statue. So I don't know if they could have Marty holding something that's got the Tri-State Men's Health logo on it.
I don't know. He's got the microphone. Maybe position that in the right way.
Position that old mic in the right way.
I contend, and I've said this before, and it's met with some resistance, that I think you have to be dead to get a statue. Statues of living people creep me out. Because if I'm Marty, they think this is a big honor. But if I'm Marty, I get creeped out. It's almost like going to a cemetery and seeing my burial plot before I'm dead.
I understand that. But it's not. It's not a gravestone.
It's not.
This is something that is to honor you. Why wouldn't you want to actually get to enjoy something?
I don't know.
It's like being voted into a Hall of Fame. Would you make the rule
Teddy,
on that? Whatever.
Promise me something, Teddy.
Come on.
That you don't put the statue of me up here until after I die.
Okay.
All right? Just promise me that.
I promise you.
You're not going to like the position of the statue.
No?
I'm going to make sure that it's a certain type of position.
All right, Degenerate Timmy.
Timmy!
Picks for the weekend.
Degenerate Timmy is brought to you by our friends at Ohio Health. Go ahead, Timmy.
All right, Mike. Well, you can imagine it's going to be mainly about college basketball for me. And by the way, you can follow along if you filled out one of our brackets by going to 10tv.com and find the bracket challenge tab. Or if you didn't get in on it and you want to know what all of our brackets were, that's where you can go and you'll see some of our 10TV and fan experts with the picks highlighted. I typically like to have fun when I go for this. So I'm picking a lot of double-digit seeds to move on to the Sweet 16. I typically try to normalize things when I get to my Final Four in my national championship pick. So I am actually recommending, and I really liked what their performance was today, so there might be a little bit of a line adjustment here, but the number 1 seed, Houston Cougars, they, I think, are just... It's their time because Kelvin Sampson...
Didn't you have them winning it all?
I've got them winning it all. So I'm staying true to what I actually picked on the bracket. And I was wrestling with, do I pick Florida because they're the hot team coming in? Duke, obviously, if Cooper Flagg is going to be healthy. But the injury, I'm not going to say it scares me. But you can never know. I mean, he's the best player in the country. He's a true freshman. There's also that part of it to look at. But I think what Kelvin Sampson has built there and has sustained over 4 or 5 years, Houston Cougars basketball, it's not Phi Slamma Jamma. It might be close to it, but they need a national championship to back that up. I think this is the year to go with them. And getting plus 600 on a team like that, I think that's a good little play. Now, a couple of these games are current, but they do have live betting, so you could still get in on this. Now, I thought it would be fun to throw together a 5-game parlay all on underdogs against the spread. So these guys, of course, don't have to win. And I like it because tournament basketball, when you see one of those big point spreads, unless it's a 16-1, but there's even some cases with a 16 versus a 1 where you might want to take a shot at the underdog if they're, say, plus 25 and a half.
Underdog too.
Because they can keep it close.
Cover the spread.
That's what I'm talking about. To cover a spread that's a large, in 68-47 right now. So Auburn actually is looking like they're going to cover Alabama State because I think they were about a 23.5-point favorite. But this game was close at halftime. But these are all games that these underdogs I'm about to give could have a chance to straight up win the game. And in some cases, I have them doing that. And a $25 bet, the way I put it into my system, would get you $548. So VCU plus 2.5. And that's probably going to be about what the spread still is as that game is heading towards halftime. It's close. Arkansas plus 4.5 versus KU. I sure hope the Jayhawks win. I'm not entirely confident that they will. Arkansas has got Thero out, but they can still get the job done with Coach Cal. Yale plus 7.5 versus A&M. Drake, Bulldogs back-to-back here, plus 6.5 versus Mizzou. That's a really popular 11-6 team. Everybody likes Coach McCollum at Drake. First-year guy there, coming over from Northwest Missouri State, I think.
He's going to Iowa.
30-win team.
He's going to Iowa.
Going to be the Iowa Hawkeyes coach.
Bet my left nut on that.
And I've got Utah State plus 5.5 in a 10-7 game versus UCLA. You get those 5 to cover. Small bet is going to have one hefty little payout. I want to get behind the Jackets here, Mike, or I at least want to get in on this game because Florida hadn't scored a lot in their last 2 times out. We know the Jackets have had scoring issues. So something about that, to me, speaks there's going to be some goals scored. And when I see the over-under at 6, I say bang the over on that for tonight's Jackets-Panthers game.
Jackets desperately need a victory.
God,
Jackets,
they need it.
Panthers coverage starts 6:30 right here on the Fan. I saw that LeBron last night
wearing that jersey
wore a Jackets jersey, and of course, Jackets social media loses their mind. Fine, it's nice, Greatest player on the planet, wears your jersey. I saw that Adam Fantilli walked in today wearing a LeBron jersey.
Very nice.
Because the Jackets tweeted out, game recognizes game. Mm-hmm. And I get it. It's fine. I would have preferred the LeBron jersey to be a Cavs LeBron jersey instead of the Lakers LeBron jersey that Fantilli is wearing.
And, yeah, because we know we have these, but there's no way Adam Fantilli would be caught dead wearing the custom Ohio State LeBron jersey, which they do sell. And they probably sell pretty well because we know if LeBron wanted to go to college, he would have gone here.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
I don't know. Why you didn't go to school? But you're going to take...
It's good for
you're gonna
raising
take
money. I got it.
You have to. You have to take that partnership.
An old man tries to do old man things. Details coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a disabled vehicle that's blocking the right lane and causing a 5-minute delay on northbound 270 on the east outer belt between 33 and I-70. And you're looking at a 10-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the east side from James Road to Bryce Road. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Men, this is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And you've heard me talk a lot about how treating low testosterone can improve your sleep, your workouts, your energy levels, and more. But today I want to talk to you about your sex drive, because low testosterone can have a significant impact on your desire for intimacy. It can even be a factor in erectile dysfunction. And if you're in a relationship or wanting to be in a relationship, a low sex drive could really be a problem. The good news is that if you're like most guys, treating your low testosterone could really change the way you feel about sex, giving you back the flame and desire that is so important when you love someone. So if you're feeling sluggish and tired, if you're not sleeping well, if your workouts aren't that great, and most of all, if your sex drive is more like a putt, make an appointment at Tri-State Men's Health and have your testosterone levels checked. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. At Giant Eagle, we combine exceptional customer service and quality foods, all at great value to make the most of your shopping trip. Visit Giant Eagle or Market District today to see how easy it is to save.
We're catching up with that famous deep-sea explorer, Jacques Black Jacques. Jacques, where are you today? You're in Columbus. What could you possibly be exploring in Columbus?
The April showers bring flooding to Batmouth.
Oh, I see. Spring rains mean basements are flooding.
This not necessary. Apex Pros.
Not necessary. Call Apex Pros.
A simple zoom pump chick.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble understanding this. Zoom pump check. Sump pump check. Are you saying sump pump check?
Oui.
Yes, of course. A sump pump check from the pros who knows at Apex Pros.
They come to your house.
They come to your house.
They test your zoom pump.
They test your, what is it again?
Zoom pump.
Some pump, right.
All with a 5-star guarantee.
All with a 5-star guarantee. Now, see, I understood that perfectly.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
The best matchup is you in a new Kia from Coughlin Kia. Get into a new Kia now with $0 down. Get 0% financing on select new Kias and make 0 payments for 3 months on any new Kia in stock. Visit CoughlinKia.com.
0% for 72 equals $13.89 per 1,000 financed on Nero EV, EV6, and EV9 with approved credit through Kia Motor Finance. 90 days deferred payments until June 2025. Qualified manufacturer incentives to dealer. Prior sales excluded. No security deposit. Residency restrictions may apply. Offers cannot be combined. See dealer for details. Ends 3/31/25.
Promo West Productions and Bud Light present 311 live in concert. The Unity Tour 2025. August 24th. Kimba Live Outdoor. With special guests, Bad Flower, and Sitting on Saturn. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at AXS.com. Brought to you by Bud Light and Promo West Productions.
Do you realize making the minimum monthly payments on your credit cards, it'll take nearly 20 years to pay them off? What if I told you there's a way for you to get them all paid off in just a matter of weeks? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Imagine wiping out all of your credit cards. Here's where you go. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending is the easy button for tapping in to hundreds of thousands of dollars in your home equity. That's not the bank money, it's your money. Listen, your home, the value is way up. And now AFLcash.com has a super fast, hassle-free program that lets you turn that equity into cash. People who do this are living their best life, their credit card debt free, with cash left over for other stuff like home improvements, maybe a vacation. See how much money you can get now. Go to AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Say goodbye to greedy credit card companies. That's AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Bobcat Enterprises is your family-owned partner for landscaping and construction projects. Bobcat Enterprises sells and services a full line of Bobcat equipment, including compact track loaders, excavators, tractors, and more. Plus, Bobcat rents compact equipment and attachments. With Bobcat, you can rent the machine and own the results. Keep your business local. Stop by Bobcat Enterprises in Hilliard, Reynoldsburg, or Zanesville, and find current specials and our full line of products by visiting bobcatent.com today.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keels. A considerable upset cooking in the NCAA tournament this afternoon in the second half. 12th seed McNeese leading number 5 Clemson 47-27. Other games that are underway. Auburn has a 72-51 lead over Alabama State in the second half. BYU at the half leading VCU 39-28. And Georgia just taking Gonzaga, taking Georgia to the woodshed. That is a 27-5 Bulldog lead. Finals today, Houston overwhelmed SIU Edwardsville 78-40. Wisconsin beat Montana 85-66. Purdue 75, High Point 63. And Creighton with 4 in double figures beating Louisville 89-75. Blue Jackets try and break a 4-game losing streak tonight when they host Florida. 7 p.m. face-off right here on The Fan. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
No college education, and it shows. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
Phone is out today. Timmy's here. Teddy's here. I'm here. I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I learned something new today.
What'd you learn?
There is something called, let me get this, foreign language syndrome.
I have never heard of that.
17-year-old boy in the Netherlands was admitted to the hospital for knee surgery after getting injured while playing soccer. So it's not like he had some sort of traumatic brain injury, none of that. They put him under anesthesia. They did the surgery. When he woke up, he was speaking exclusively in English and insisted repeatedly he was in the U.S. Prior to this, he spoke the language, but only English class at school. Right?
Okay.
He did not recognize his parents and could not speak or understand Dutch, his native language.
Wow.
All he would do was speak English. They would speak to him in Dutch. He did not understand. They would have him read in Dutch. He could not understand. They didn't know what the hell happened to this guy.
That's interesting. The AI overview, when I type that in, it's telling me that it's more about the accent. It's not giving me specifics to the language for which this rare case you're talking about in the article. It says rare neurological condition where someone's speech pattern suddenly shifts to sound like a foreign accent.
Well, that's
often
like
without
Alec
prior
Baldwin's wife.
Often without prior exposure to that specific accent.
No, this is different. This guy forgot how to speak and read his native language after surgery.
But he did learn English at some point prior in life, so it's not like he's just in school. He couldn't just, you can't just start speaking Spanish if you never learned Spanish. What had happened to Kramer? Kramer did this, right? And
Kramer did it.
Kramer did that. He started speaking Italian, unless it might have been gibberish, but I don't know if it was supposed to be gibberish or actual Italian in one of the Seinfeld episodes.
So they called the a psychiatric team to talk to this kid. The team found the patient relaxed and attentive. He was able to answer questions, albeit in English spoken with a Dutch accent. Later on, he started to give short answers in Dutch, but found it difficult to do so. So he started slowly getting a little bit of Dutch back.
Interesting.
It says then 18 hours after his surgery, he was able to understand Dutch, but still couldn't speak it. A few hours later, some of his friends came to visit him in the hospital room, and suddenly he was able to understand and speak Dutch again like none of this ever happened.
It just was popped right back.
But I'm astonished by
it. It
this.
is astonishing.
It's amazing to me how we think that we're so advanced, right? We got AI, we're going to do this. We got little microchips you put in your blood, little computers we have sex with, whatever. I know you're very excited about that.
The sex robots?
The sex robots. We got all that.
They're coming.
But we still don't understand sometimes our own bodies and our own brains. This is a kid that did not have a traumatic brain injury.
And this is
he had a
linked
knee
to that.
injury.
Yeah.
Right. He was under anesthesia, and he wakes up not being able to speak or understand his native language.
Weird.
Then he gets back in like a day.
Weird. Here's some more things I read about it. Examples of accent shifts. Reported cases of FAS, F-A-S, foreign accent syndrome, is, well, I guess
this isn't foreign accent
yours
syndrome.
Is foreign language
Foreign language syndrome.
Okay, yeah. So there's foreign language syndrome and there's foreign accent syndrome.
Only about 9 cases appear in medical literature.
Weird. Okay, so I actually did type in foreign language syndrome, and it only gave me an overview of foreign accent
That's how
syndrome.
rare this is.
That's how rare that is. Foreign accent syndrome, that is kind of like what you do when you do the Queen, right?
No, that's an impersonation.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, I don't forget that I'm me.
Sort of like
Actually, sometimes I do that.
I think you do.
Just in everyday life.
I think you do have to get into a Queen mode to sort of pop into that world.
I just read something recently about Seinfeld, Jerry Seinfeld, and he said that he only uses one line from the show in his everyday life. All the one-liners on that show, everything that's been said and repeated.
Can I guess what it is?
You can.
That's a shame.
No. He said the only line that he uses from the show in his everyday life, and he uses it frequently, is, if you're one of us, you'll take a bite.
Good.
He uses that.
We use that.
We use everything.
We do.
But
we use a lot of things that I don't think people realize are Seinfeld lines.
I'm often asked, do I take my common man isms and bring them into my real life? And the answer is yes.
Absolutely.
I do. I will.
Because they're good lines.
I will break, even if it's just a mood, even if it's not a word. Sometimes it's just, ew. That's all it has to be. Ew. Yep. Dip. Trip. Flip. Those are in my everyday life, much to the dismay of my daughter and wife.
You know, I'm sure that a lot of fans of the show, and you guys in the YouTube chat, back me up on this, because I know it's true. Because it's true for me, just from being around the show for years now. Anytime something British even pops up in conversation, yes, whether we're in the car or just sitting at home, I will do your little Queen intro, just what you just did.
I'll tell you another one that I do just to myself, and I make myself laugh. I will do, if something just reminds me of that, I will do, he is really put together.
I took a look at Baines in the shower. He looks like all of Australia. He is really put together.
A lot of it, yes. A lot of them for me, too, are sound bites. Some of them are my own lines, which, again, if people don't know this, I'll out myself. The little thing called You'll See, that is actually straight Kramer. That is the character Kramer. I can't even remember the context of the episode.
I don't remember it either.
But he looks deadpan at Jerry and just says, oh, a little thing called You'll See. And it's just the delivery and how he says it. So I use that all the time. Like that works in so many walks when Jack is asking me one of his 10,000 questions for the day. and you truly don't have an answer to something as a parent, it's the perfect response. And the other one, too, for college basketball time, and especially when there are actually games in Lexington. Anytime Lexington, Kentucky comes up, you have to say it like Gus Johnson in that Ron Lewis buzzer beater call for the Buckeyes 15 years ago.
Give me a little Gus laugh.
Ha ha! CBS Sports, college basketball. We're going to overtime in Lexington.
All right, old man doing old man things. Ron Washington. He is 72. He is the manager of the Angels, in case you have forgotten.
What's he taking away? Ping pong?
No. He has implemented a no cell phones policy in the clubhouse.
Oh, no phones.
For the 2025 season. He says that he hopes the policy will allow his team to focus more on baseball. Listen.
Why don't they just put metal walls in the clubhouse so the phones just won't even work?
I don't want to step out on him. I'm the biggest curmudgeon that we have here at the radio station when it comes to rules, and I wish things were back to this way.
Well, we do have people that will park underneath yellow tape where we have strict
Don't get me started.
No parking signs for the safety of everyone here. And so our utility vehicles can actually pass through and make it through a certain gate that we have. And we have some people that think that they can just park closer than everybody else.
Don't even get me started. All right? What I'm saying is
we line up there.
I got no problem with recognizing authority. I got no problem with rules, none of that.
Sure, yeah.
But this is just mindless stupidity. Do you really think that telling a bunch of grown men that they can't use their phone in the clubhouse is magically going to make them hit a slider? No. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Now, if you want to have hey, we're professionals, when the game is going on, get off your cell phone in the clubhouse.
Right. Or if we're in our final, 15 minutes to when we're going to go out and take the field.
I understand that, but blanket clubhouse use of your phone is off limits. This will last 2 weeks. There's no way.
It's not as bad. But it's heading towards what we had here in Columbus, right?
What did we have here in Columbus?
We had give me your phone.
Oh. We only had that for a couple days, though.
We had look here, give me your phone.
What are you doing here? You on the beach? Who's this little honey?
We had him in the studio about 5 days before all that.
Mr. Babbycocky.
He gone.
Oh, you know what, though? Yarmo hired him. But he's Finnish. He's very happy.
I tried.
That's what I've been told. Finnish people, happiest people on earth, especially when they hire Mike Babcock. Bowling is the new pickleball. Details next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Watch for an accident that's blocking the left lane on southbound 71. On the north side, after 161, police are on scene adding to hold up. And we've got a 20-minute delay on westbound 670 between Leonard Avenue and 315. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Hey, Ohio State fans, while others cut corners like that team up north, Valvoline Instant Oil Changes Buckeye-level quality. And you can stay in your car while their experts do the work. Drive in today. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Common Man here for Weed Man. I always have the greenest lawn in the neighborhood. It's luscious. I swear by two things, water and Weed Man. Weed Man is locally owned and operated by Corbin and Audrey. They will make sure your lawn is weed-free and looking gorgeous. Of course, they get rid of weeds, but they also do aeration, mosquito control, grub control, crabgrass prevention, and flea and tick control for your four-legged friends. For a free quote, give them a call, 614-733-3747, weedmanusa.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Are you sick of the Ohio winter weather like me? Well, spring camping is almost here, and deals are blooming at RCD RV. From March 15th through the 29th, take advantage of our spring savings event. Over 800 new and pre-owned RVs in stock. Let us help plan a springtime adventure for you. New travel trailers starting as low as $12,995. Campers for every single budget. Visit the locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online at rcdrv.com. Don't wait. RCD RV is your destination for springtime adventure.
Promo West Productions and Bud Light present 311 live in concert. The Unity
Tour 2025. August 24th, Kimba Live Outdoor. With special guests, Bad Flower, and Sitting on Saturn. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at AXS.com. Brought to you by Bud Light and Promo West Productions.
Common Man here. I take my job as endorser for Germain Lexus very seriously. I want to make sure that every Lexus on the lot meets my expectations. That's why I personally sit in each one. I massage the leather. Sometimes I take a nap in the back seat. If that's not a selling point, I don't know what is. Deal time. Lease the 2025 ES350 for as low as $409 per month, or get 3.49% financing up to 60 months on their most popular new Lexus models. 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton. Check them out online, GermainLexus.com.
It's March, and you know what that means. Bracket season. You've crunched the numbers, picked your favorites, and maybe even taken a big gamble on that Cinderella team. But when it comes to your home, gambling is not an option. Spring storms are rolling in, bringing strong winds, heavy rain, and unpredictable weather. The question is your roof ready? At Newman Roofing, we don't leave anything up to chance. Whether you need a new roof, gutter replacement, or updated siding, our expert team is here to educate you, guide you, and give you the best options to fit your home's needs. No high-pressure sales, no surprises, just top-quality work from a team you can trust. That's why homeowners choose Newman Roofing, the #1 overall seed here in Columbus, because we deliver an unbeatable customer experience every single time. So, don't wait until the damage is done. Beat the storm before it ruins your big dance. Call 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com to schedule your spot this spring. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Hi, here are some ways to listen to The Fan. You can download the Fan app, or listen at home on your smart speaker, or open up the iHeartRadio app, or hold your head out the window and hear Common Man scream. Happy listening from the Dopes at The Fan.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and spring's going to be here before you know it. I know it feels cold now, but before too long, you're going to be outside running around, jogging, wanting to do golf, explore time with your family, get outside and do the things you love. Just be active. And listen, a lot of my friends, they're asking me about QC Kinetics joint treatments. They want to know if they should consider it for their joint pain. And if you're wondering, maybe you could be a good candidate, let's see if the answer is yes to any of these questions. Quality of life impacted by chronic pain, knees, hips, back, shoulders, other things. Trouble sleeping, walking, day-to-day movement? Check. Next, avoiding surgery, the pain, the downtime? Check. Most importantly, do you miss doing the things I talked about when the spring and summer are here? Check. Don't wait. If you answered yes to one or any of those, you'd be a great candidate. You can go in there, go to QC Kinetics, ask for their free consultation, find out what it's all about, learn about the latest advances in regenerative medicine. They've got locations in Dublin and Gehenna, or you can go to qckinetics.com/Columbus, or better yet, call 380-208-4544.
Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A little breezy out there and cloudy and cold. Temperatures in the low 40s with a couple of rain showers thrown in and a wet snowflake possible this evening. Overnight, we'll fall back down to the mid-20s with fair skies and light winds. Plenty of sunshine on Friday and a bit warmer with highs in the low 50s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Your undisputed leader in talking about nothing. This is Man and Bone.
Hey, Timmy's here. Timmy, give me a number.
702.
Don't do that to Teddy.
4.
Caller number 4. 614-821-9710 gets 2 tickets to see Bert Kreischer on November 21st at the Shot. Tickets on sale now through Ticketmaster.com.
Bert's big.
Kreischer. He's big with some people. I heard that other people hate him.
I don't have an overwhelming positive or negative experience. I guess I should give one of his specials a try. I would do that. I like stand-up comedy.
I don't like watching it.
So you've tried him?
No. I haven't watched him.
You don't like watching stand-up? I
don't like watching stand-up. And I've talked about this before. Again, this is just me. This is me being a mental defective. If something is good, if something is funny, then I get upset that I didn't think of it first.
Then, hold on. Then how do you do anything?
What does that mean?
How do you live a day? Like, how do you do anything? Because everything you do, you're going to talk to people, you're going to see things, see ideas, and even if it's in food, right? Oh, my God, how did I not think about that? I really hate this place. Like, what?
But I don't do that for a living.
You're not writing stand-up.
But what I do, this is...
I know. I understand
what am I
that.
here for?
No, I understand that.
I'm here for casual observations.
It's a vessel.
And hopefully to make you laugh. And so if there's a good one-liner out there or a good observation to be made and I haven't made it, it makes me upset.
But when you watch brilliant comics, I think it's like with anything, like developing and learning, when you watch people that are good at their craft, it's not like you're going to copy them. But you can respect certain things about the way they do. Like when it's Norm Macdonald, I think it's his demeanor, right? Demeanor. It's the way that he actually delivers the lines and keeps that deadpan and his sort of cadence
but
to
see,
him.
that's why I like it.
It's kind of how
I know, I like that stuff when I was
goofy and
younger.
comical he is, just with his mannerisms.
Because you were still... Did you say mannerisms?
Mannerisms?
Mannerisms? Anyway.
Manner.
When you're young, you're still building a style. You're trying to decide what you're going to sound like. I am what I am now. I don't want to copycat somebody else.
I'm not saying copycat.
Even if it's subconsciously.
Yeah.
I don't want to take something I heard. I don't want to take even a cadence or a rhythm to something because I feel like I'm stealing it.
No, not steal. Just watching and appreciating.
No.
And then things go into the subconscious.
Here's what I do. I do this show, try and make it mildly enjoyable for some of you.
It is.
And then when I
Mildly.
need to feel better about myself, I will listen to sports talk radio from Cleveland or something.
I thought you were going to say the Buckeye Show.
And then I'm like, man, you know what? I'm not so bad. I can't even bring myself to listen to the Buckeye Show.
Well, and
what are we talking about?
Good news for you tonight. Tito's doing it. So
even better.
Maybe you should listen.
He is really put together.
I tell you, he is like all of Australia, that Tito.
You know what, though? I was talking to Fish this morning. Fish left. He went to Chicago to visit his son.
Fishy was here today?
No, I was talking to him on the phone.
Oh, that's a thing.
This morning.
People do that.
He was driving. He was bored. So I talked to him.
Must be nice to get a call from Fishy.
Actually, it's not. I don't.
Getting a call from your parents.
He said he was listening to The Score, which is a big sports radio station in Chicago.
670 The Score.
Right. And he said it was so bad and boring, he had to change the channel. I mean, this is a guy who programs sports radio for a living.
Yes.
And he knows some of the guys that work at that radio station.
He worked there.
He did work there. He tried to hire me there.
Right. You said no.
I said no to Fishy. You know, it's
I'm
a good thing I did say no.
California.
It's a good thing I did say no because then I wound up here. Maybe if I say yes, I'm still there.
Tell me, you don't have to do this, but there's a story from your time in Bakersfield.
Yes.
Where it had something to do with you were so depressed.
I like how this makes you giddy with laughter.
With the way things were that you would go from the show to drinking.
Yes.
Is that true?
Me and my co-host, Chris Lanuti. We did a morning show together, and there was a bar right next to the radio station that would open at 10. And as soon as we were off the air at 10, we would go to the bar. We'd have lunch, but they had this wall of international beers, and you could cross off.
Oh, like an old Chicago, like the old chain restaurant.
Yeah, you get like a sheet, right, and then you cross off what you've had.
You guys did some damage on that.
We did the whole sheet.
Oh my God!
There were maybe 100 beers. Now we didn't do it all in one day, but it's also. It feels like you're justified in day drinking and morning drinking because the East Coast baseball games that start at 1 o'clock, let's say, Guardians and Yankees starting at 1 o'clock on a Wednesday.
Right.
That's 10 a.m. West Coast time. So we would go to the bar. There'd be live baseball on. We're finished with our workday. Hey, it's 10 o'clock. Let's put some through. And we'd sit there for 3 hours.
That's the weird, you don't even really think about it until you live out there and experience that. The difference with sports, Just with the 3-hour time change.
Absolutely.
It is really...
That's really the only thing...
It's hard to adjust to. It works out for the better, I would say.
For regular television shows, they just do it like Eastern time.
Right.
Right? So if, Conan comes on at that point...
They delay that.
Well, they delay it, but it would come on at 12:30, 1:30 there, just like it would come on at 1:30 here.
That's what I meant.
Right?
Yeah, because that's a tape show.
But with sports, you got live stuff on TV at 10 o'clock in the morning, and that's not odd.
And Monday Night Football was hitting you at 6:05 p.m. back in the day when it used to be a 9 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah.
Now it's a little earlier. Now it would be 5:30
That's
out
right.
there. I felt like I had a sweet spot for the couple years I was in Utah where nobody liked me, my neighbors, of course. But the sports being just a 2-hour difference, that was perfect. Really was. Like when you're talking about primetime football, Sunday night football, I would have, because my body, like growing up on the East Coast, I'm used to going to bed at 11 o'clock, maybe 11:30, because I was a sports watcher, wanted to see most of the games. And then when you're living in Utah, you got the 6:30, 7:30 kickoff for some of the primetime football games. It's barely 10 o'clock by the time the game's over and done with. It's nice. And then school starting normal time for local time. It was a good little caveat.
I hate
for
the
living
West
out
Coast,
there.
though. I will never live out there again. I hated it. When I flamed out in Bakersfield, I went to L.A., bummed around there for a little while, did some radio part-time. And again, I didn't have a regular schedule. That's one of the things I rediscovered when we had the COVID restrictions.
Yeah.
Is they sent us home, and a lot of people were very excited to go home, and I realized very shortly that I didn't like it at all because I need a routine.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't have a routine, then my mind starts to wander and I start to go into bad places.
Why did you hate it, though? Is it just because the jobs didn't work out the way you planned? I would imagine that would have changed some things
when I went out
appreciation of the place.
When I went out to Bakersfield, I had signed a contract.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a ton of money, but it was me doing mornings. Sort of, and again, I'm 21 at this point.
Yeah, you're pretty
so
green
I'm young.
Yeah.
So just to have my own show was a big deal.
Right.
That I could craft and make my own. It wasn't going to be my destination. I wasn't going to stay in Bakersfield my entire life. But
and what was the makeup of the station? What was the
rock?
Okay.
It was an active rock station.
But how many other local shows? Because with music, you don't
we had local DJs, but we were the only show.
You're the only show.
Right. It's a live local morning show.
And how much content did you get versus music you had to play?
It was up to us.
Up to you.
Yeah, it was up to me.
You could take the 40 minutes of content an hour if you wanted to.
We didn't, but we could. But I signed a contract. A couple months after I get there, my boss comes to me and says, "Hey, that contract, we can't afford to pay you what it says." And trust me, it wasn't a lot, kids. And I look at him like dumbfounded, like a small child. And I just innocently say, "Can I sue you?
Can I sue you?
Can I sue you?"
He said,
"Well, you can, but the company doesn't have any money.
So even if you win...
So I'm probably going to get fired too."
For giving you this deal. And they're going to need my salary.
But I was so embarrassed because my parents didn't want me to do any of this.
Right.
They didn't want me...
You're going out to the West Coast.
They didn't want me. He's like, "Oh, he's joining the carnival out there. He's going to be some loser on our couch."
You got to be proud. Carnival.
And so, right. And so
with the yak woman.
I couldn't face going home. So instead I went to L.A. and I bummed around on couches and I did some part-time work.
Okay, so this is why. This is why.
But it sucks. I just don't like it out there. It sucks.
But the story sucks. You didn't have a positive experience
I was staying with this dude. He was working at K-Rock in Los Angeles, which at the time
station.
You could make a case biggest rock station in the country.
One of the most well-known rock stations that ever existed.
And he's got this one-bedroom condo on the beach in Manhattan Beach.
Manhattan Beach.
And in this condo building, it's built in the 60s or 70s. The view was fantastic, but it wasn't like you're thinking, oh, it's luxurious.
It wasn't lavish. It was an apartment.
And I slept on his couch. Remember the first morning that I was there, I said, I'm going to do what I envision adults in LA do with a view of the water. I'm going to go out on the balcony as the sun is rising and drink coffee. I don't like coffee. I don't drink coffee.
But I'm going to do it.
But I'm going to do it.
And I don't like sunrises either.
Because that's what people do. I don't think I'd gone to bed. All right? So I go out there. I got my coffee in my hand.
Uh-huh.
The sun is starting to rise. For a second, I say to myself, you know what? Maybe it's all going to work out. Maybe this is the sign that I need. And then I look down on the beach, and there's a bum squatting and taking a crap. Taking a crap. And if that wasn't symbolic.
The very bum that would be in the courtyard in the brewery district.
That's right. That was a symbol for my career at that
you
point.
You would always be looking down
at the bum.
Squatting bums.
With a turd
you would then
dangling from his beak.
The dingles. You would then step over a bum just to get in the building.
That's right.
Years later, down in the
bums, they
Street.
always show up. They always show up. All right, I swear to you, bowling is the new pickleball coming up in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a couple-minute delay on northbound 270 on the East Outer Belt between Easton Way and 161. And you're also looking at a small delay on southbound 270 on the West Outer Belt between Cemetery Road and I-70. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
If you're like most Americans, you've racked up tens of thousands in credit card debt. You're stuck with 20% interest fees, and even the monthly payments, well, they're hard to make. It's insane. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The good news is that there is a way out. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending. They specialize in fast, easy access to the equity in your home. Most homeowners have hundreds of thousands of dollars in their home equity. That's your money. AFLcash.com can get it out for you with zero junk fees and zero hassle. You can pay off all those credit cards in just a matter of days. Pay off your car loans too. Cut your monthly expenses by $800 or even $900. I'm telling you, the relief you need, well, it's right there at your fingertips. AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Break out of the credit card debt prison with AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings. Want to upgrade your outdoor space? Check out Getchy's in Dublin for a massive selection of maintenance-free poly lumber furniture. It's built to last, no staining, and it's made from recycled materials. Need a storage shed, pergola, or even a garage? Well, they're Central Ohio's trusted dealer for Weaver Barns as well. If you need a kid's playset, they've got custom wood and vinyl designs built for fun and durability. Stop by Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings' huge showroom in Dublin or shop over 7,000 products online at AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Back when I was banging, this show slapped. Whatever the hell that means. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
Hey, Timmy's here today. Bone is out.
Man.
Yes.
We're watching a lot of tournament today,
yes,
of course. And at the beginning of the coverage, I thought this was a nice touch. They were starting off with the 8-9 game, Creighton and Louisville. And we've been down this road before, but I appreciate how you get a guy like Charles Barkley and Ernie Johnson, guys that you're familiar with the NBA coverage, because they're under the parent company, under Turner, and it's basketball. Kenny the Jet, too. I like guys with good chemistry that know basketball talking about basketball. I'm not one of these college basketball guys that does, no, I don't want to see you guys. You don't know these names or these teams. They can do it. But when they started out the coverage, they all had such great things to say about Greg Gumbel.
That's right.
And I think Greg Gumbel is an interesting one for me because I, too, felt it when he passed away and when the tournament came back around, because this is one of his big things. But I think the best thing that I could come up with to say about Greg Gumbel is how he never really was, and I mean this in a good way. I mean this in a positive way to tell you what a professional I thought he was. I never thought of Greg Gumbel whenever you're having a conversation with your buddies about, who's your favorite broadcaster, right? Like, who's your guy? Jim Nance, Bill Rafter, lingerie, onions, yes, Greg Gumbel. But Greg, he didn't come up to me there. But then when he's gone, you really miss him. And I think what he did is he just, whatever job he had, whether it was college basketball, he was always there to make sure that the event was the thing that mattered. The teams that were playing, the games that were about to be had. But he was just a consummate professional.
He was a pro's pro. And whether it was doing the desk, which he did very well.
Yes.
For a number of years. Because he would never make it about him. He'd set other guys up, right? Or whether he was doing play-by-play. For a while there, he was the number one guy on CBS before Nance was.
Yeah, people probably forget that he did NFL play-by-play.
That's right. He was their number one guy for a while. Then Nance came in and started taking the bigger games.
Yeah, Nance has been doing it for forever now. And most people would know Bryant Gumbel more than Greg.
See, now Bryant, I don't know him personally, but I always found him to be very insufferable.
I know what you mean.
I find him annoying.
I know what you mean.
He's got that holier
I
than
know
thou.
everything. He has a Bob Costas syndrome thing going on.
That's exactly right. Greg had none of that.
None of that.
He was just a constant professional.
And he seemed like just a wonderful guy to be around at work, which is why it's because it's true. Everyone is saying all these amazing things about him, and everyone from Ernie Johnson to Clark to Kenny to Chuck and everyone that spoke about him in the last 48 hours or so.
All right, Mookie Betts is the new owner of a sports franchise. He is the owner of the first announced team in the new World Bowling League.
What are we doing?
Betts and his business partner, Cam Lewis, have purchased a franchise named Team OMG.
Team, oh my God.
Financial terms were not disclosed. But there are some people saying that this new professional bowling league, this could be, bigger than pickleball.
Bigger than pickleball?
This could be the new pickleball.
It's bigger than you expected?
Because, a lot of people say, well, you can play pickleball all the time, whether you're young and old, but what else can you do all the time? That's bowl.
Yeah, bowling's like $300 a game.
$300 a game?
Have you?
What are you talking about?
Have you been bowling in the last 5 or 10 years? I'm not kidding you. It has really jumped the shark when it comes to the pricing of bowling.
We were going to have my daughter's birthday party at a bowling alley, but she got sick. We had to cancel it.
You hadn't been bowling any time before that?
No. How much is it really to bowl a game? Don't tell me it's $300.
No,
it's ridiculous.
Teddy, do you bowl at all? Have you been in the last 5-10 years? Something you do?
I went like 3 or 4 years ago.
What'd you pay, $300?
Well, no, I didn't pay for it because it was my wife's company.
It was a party?
Yeah, so they took care of it.
I bet that was I bet if it was a company outing, it was well more than $300. I want to say that it is over $10 a game now. And when I was growing up, you would at least play 3 games. And I don't think it was more than $2.99, $3.
Yes.
There was always some kind of promo too. Where it was probably get one of the games free. I don't think I ever paid more than $5
I just looked
for the actual bowling component. Now,
I looked at
if you had
pins.
shoes.
Pins Mechanical.
Oh, pins is outrageous.
It says $7 per person
and that's
per game.
duck pin bowling.
Monday through Thursday, $9 per person per game, Friday through Sunday.
It's crazy. It takes like 19 minutes to play one of those games too. If you want like an hour of entertainment with that, you better plan on $30 per person.
Yeah, I think some places
for family are going up over $100. Then.
You can buy it per like hour as well. Reserve a lane, for like an hour, instead of just paying per game.
Let me ask you: when you factor in how much other things cost, though, is that really that big of a deal?
Well, compared to what it was, I understand what he's saying. Yeah, because it used to be dirt cheap, and now it's probably priced where it should be.
Well, let's figure out this though. What is the new thing to do if you want to go somewhere, actually have a good time, and not kill yourself with cost? Does that even exist, or does it even exist anymore? You could go to a minor league baseball game still, right? With $6 tickets.
Yeah, but again,
and just kind of hang out.
That's seasonal.
But it's a long season, And
yeah,
granted,
right.
like you've got and it covers 3 hours. If you have people in your family that actually enjoy the baseball component.
You still got to pay for parking and food. And
you do. Once you pay for food, they do start to get you, and you get a beer. You're paying that $10
dime a
price.
dog night or something like that.
that's the other thing too. Like, could we ever get to a point? I'm not saying that they can't make their money in certain spots where they should, but select items at least, like what the Falcons did. If the Falcons can do it, why can't more? And I know that there was a couple of stories here in the last 6 months. I can't remember what the teams were that did try to follow suit.
That's right.
Like we talk about soda. Why over at the Shot do I have to pay like $11 to get that cup just so I can get a second refill on a soda?
Nobody drinks soda.
How's that not $3? Pop. Soda pop. Come on, Ted. You're in the Midwest now. Shop at Myers and Kroger's. I don't know. But what else
I don't know, Craig.
I don't know, Craig. What else is there, honestly?
I'm trying to think.
Bowling is
what is
outrageously
the
expensive.
cheapest thing you can do, other than just like, have people over at the house stare at them?
Right. You're not staying at the house.
Going out. What's the cheapest thing you can do?
Miniature golf, I think, is more than $10 a head now.
But at least
Maybe
that
12.
takes some time.
You can stretch that
mini
out.
golf for 45 minutes.
I think there's a mini golf place up in Westerville.
Maybe go into
gives you a replay round for half the price.
Go into the pool during like the summertime.
Okay.
How much is the pool?
The pool.
Well, if you live in a community, then it's just free to you.
No,
if you live in
no.
That's not necessarily true.
Everyone in Columbus does have a good thing going where the municipalities have nice pools, but you have to buy into those. I know it because they screw us. They say that we're not inside the Hilliard lines,
where we are,
so we don't get the Hilliard rate.
We're in Dublin, but the pool that we would go to, we're not in the boundary area.
Yeah, so we can't get a community rate to any pool.
So we can pay our way in there.
Right, so can we, but it's a premium. And it's almost, I want to say our pool, our water park, which I have a lot of bad thoughts about our water park because it's a beautiful water park. And then since the pandemic came, they don't even run it. They don't even keep things open. You may as well just tear it down because it has no use. It has a lazy river. I love it. It has a lazy river that they don't even put any flipping inner tubes in the lazy river. So people just walk. They just walk across. Put some tubes in the lazy river so you can actually use it for what it's supposed to be. And open the stuff. The slides are there. They're closed. Lazy river's closed.
You know what else has really gotten ridiculous in terms of price and really not affordable for the common person? These country club fees. Am I right?
You're not wrong.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Teddy?
That's too much.
It's too much.
I know.
It's too much.
Too much.
Too hot.
I wouldn't know.
Back page coming up. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 45-minute delay due to a disabled semi that's blocking the right lane if you need to travel northbound 71 on the north side at Weber Road. And there's a couple minutes slowdown on eastbound 33 between 270 Southeast and Hamilton Road. This report is sponsored by Speedway. No matter what time it is, it's pizza time. Get 2 hot slices of pizza topped with cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat, and a Mountain Dew 20-ounce, all for $5 with Speedy Rewards. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for full terms. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Are you sick of the Ohio winter weather like me? Well, spring camping is almost here, and deals are blooming at RCD RV. From March 15th through the 29th, take advantage of our spring savings event. Over 800 new and pre-owned RVs in stock. Let us help plan a springtime adventure for you. New travel trailers starting as low as $12,995. Campers for every single budget. Visit the locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online at rcdrv.com. Don't wait. RCD RV is your destination for springtime adventure.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
380-208-4544.
The madness is finally here. No, literally. It's here at Hollywood Casino Columbus at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. The Fan is throwing 24 hours of watch parties this glorious weekend. We even have our own custom shirts for you to win. The biggest screens, incredible food, and madness contests like horse and a 3-point shootout. Grab your friends and your bracket and join the Fan at Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Reserve a table at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Guys, let's talk about something real. Ever had a bad experience in the bedroom that totally threw you off? It messes with your head, your confidence, and suddenly it's all you can think about. Next thing you know, you're avoiding trying altogether because the fear of failure is just too much. That's where Columbus Men's Clinic comes in. For over a decade, their medical providers have been helping men overcome ED and providing hope even when the pills and other treatments have failed. Their proven personalized treatments have some of the highest success rates out there, with results that bring back your confidence and connection. It's important to get your ED treated now so that it doesn't get harder to treat down the road. Columbus Men's Clinic has treatments that online pharmacies only dream about. Tonight is your night for intimacy and connection. Call Columbus Men's Clinic today at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is discreet and could be the start of something incredible. 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. And let's make tonight unforgettable. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Bobby Carpenter once sold workout equipment on QVC Canada. There's no joke here. That actually happened. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
The best matchup is you in a new Kia from Coghlan Kia. Get into a new Kia now with $0 down. Get 0% financing on select new Kias and make 0 payments for 3 months on any new Kia in stock. Visit CoglanKia.com.
0% for 72 equals $13.89 per 1,000 financed on Nero EV, EV6, and EV9 with approved credit through Kia Motor Finance. 90 days deferred payments until June 2025. Qualified manufacturer incentives to dealer. Prior sales excluded. No security deposit. Residency restrictions may apply. Offers cannot be combined. See dealer for details. Ends 3/31/25.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Buckeye Show coming up at the top of the hour. Normally, Timmy would host the Buckeye Show, and he would do just a bang-up job, but Timmy's here with me today. So we called the only person that could fill his shoes, and that is the one and only Tito, Jeff Thidoff.
Good to see you, buddy. Michael, Common Man, Tim. Small world. You learn something new, like you don't understand how small the world is. I had that moment driving in here today.
Yeah.
I was out west one time pooping at the beach. How ironic is it that you were the one who saw me, and now here we are.
Yeah.
I've still got dirty drawers.
The very bum.
It's the one.
No. He didn't have any underwear on.
Well, no, but I wiped with them and put them on.
I see.
This man didn't have clothes.
This man didn't care about wiping.
Also
either.
feels like me.
What would you wipe with anyway? What would you do?
Sand.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
it's like
rough.
kitty litter.
You're
like a cat in the world's biggest litter box.
You're like a cat.
That's what it is.
Just at least it would absorb some.
How you doing, Tito?
I'm doing okay, man. How are you?
I'm excellent. Now that you're here, excellent.
I got it. Look, if you don't like me, you better take that knob off the dial and like turn it off or whatever, because I'm here a lot the next week.
That's true. He's not lying.
I'm doing your show one day next week.
You are?
Yes.
Man, we really didn't get anybody to answer the phone, did we?
No.
Jen Winters must be off.
What happened?
No, next Tuesday.
Teddy didn't know.
Teddy, Tuesday.
Teddy's calling in sick on Tuesday.
They're going to do a new thing now since Johnny Carson over here takes off like 3 days a week. It's 2 days with Tito. Tuesdays with Tito.
T-Bone and Tito?
Yeah. That's what it is.
And Ted,
man,
Triple T.
I thought he was going to come home in a body bag.
Listen, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I've got to do Buckeye Roundtable that night.
I am trying to slam all these shows' ratings all the way down. I've got Buckeye Show. I've got
You don't have to work hard to get those ratings down.
I don't. That's fine. I've also got Morning Juice next week.
Thanks.
Just watch them plummet.
Oh, boy.
Glad you're here.
How long is the show tonight? Is it half hour?
This is going to be
Can
a
you
real...
do a whole half hour
Is
by
it half
yourself?
hour tonight? Is that what it is?
Why am I not just staying to do the half hour?
I don't know.
It's
Why
a
aren't
great
you?
show.
Why would
Doesn't
I
matter.
pass
Doesn't matter.
this off to Tito?
Actually, you know what? We're going to stay.
No,
Me and Timmy.
No, because
you can go home.
No, you would be all judgy. You would judge me. I can't work with you for a whole half hour. I can't be.
No, we
didn't
weren't
say
saying
no,
that.
you go away.
You can
Timmy,
just do the
Timmy and I will
crosstalk.
do it.
When you had your little larynx issue, I filled in for you admirably. And while you sat over on the other side with the producer, you're like, every once in a while you'd say, "Hey, come in here," and then I had to do the rest of the show. But you were there though, and I was there for you.
Here's that was years ago.
That was tough.
I go in there, I'm saying, hey, I'm dying here and my throat was hurting. They said, I can't give you anything. I said, this is a big scheme I have.
Yeah.
I go from one doctor's office to the next, just looking for narcotics. Pour me some purple drank.
That was the good version of me. It got worse.
You sound more like Doc Rivers than Doc Rivers.
I was up this
bad.
morning at 4:30, and so I'm Googling laryngitis and home remedies, and I'm reading all this stuff, and they're suggesting all these things. I say, yeah, you should start to feel better in 7 to 10 days. 7 to 10 days?
Dick Vitale on a bad day. And by the way,
sound like a grandmother.
What you need to do is just grow a pair and talk and work.
So tweet at the program at Man and Bone 971. We have On Campus coming up at 4:46.
I got to tell you, I tried to do a whole show like that.
That's amazing.
I tapped out. How many segments did I last?
Not like 1.5.
One
maybe.
and two.
And by the way,
Two
Tim,
segments.
in my entire life, that's the only time I missed one of the Columbus Majors. I was on my way out to Royal American to play, and they called and said, "Hey, we need to come in." And
Where was I?
Where were you? You
Yeah.
were pretentious. But so I had to come in here and do
Don't
the
say
show.
that.
Okay, stuck up. Anyway, I had to come in here. I sat and I did the show. That's the only major I've missed in the 20 years we've been doing them.
It wasn't the one you were going to win.
There's a lot of them.
You don't have to worry about that.
You going to play this year in the majors? You're not.
I'd love to.
I would love to have you.
Yeah.
What the hell are you guys talking about?
Don't act like no with the Columbus Majors.
Tito has his own major championships that he and his buddies get together and they play golf for their own major
So
championships.
you just get together with your buddies and play golf.
There's
Yeah.
four
and you
every year.
assign some sort of value to it.
Yes.
But it's trophies.
And they have
it's
some
a big
history
deal.
now.
It's a big deal.
But it's trophies that you make for yourself.
You're 20 years into some of them, aren't you?
Yeah, there's a Jerry DeTemple Plate Open at Raymond. Always takes place in May. We have the Out of Town Open. We have the Neil Diamond Invitational. And we have the Ironman. Those are the four.
The Neil Diamond is the one that I want.
Neil Diamond, yeah. And Tim's played in them. Scotty Vegas. Baker plays in them.
I got to tell you, that's a regular Algonquin roundtable right there.
It's a good one. We have a lot of fun with that.
What's coming up on the Buckeye Show tonight?
A lot of Columbus Majors talk. No, we're going to have Kevin McGuff on to start the show, preview his game for tomorrow for Ohio State. The women get underway tomorrow, and we're going to talk to Kevin McGuff about that in that first segment. Second segment, who the hell knows?
Buckeye Show, top of the hour, right here on The Fan. Go ahead, Tito.
Back page, hit it.
The Back Page. The Back Page with Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Timmy.
All right, Tito.
Yes, sir.
You all right?
My bad. Are you going to talk about Marcus Johnson at all on
might.
the program tonight?
I might.
Because I'll give this tidbit for the Buckeye basketball fans. And I also want to go back to yesterday, and I'm really interested to see what this roster rebuild continues to look like, knowing that we got an announcement from Austin Parks really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were only a couple days removed from Jake Diebler's final radio show of the season, and you already find out about a player that's way down the depth chart who appeared in a few games. I think he had 15 games, but numbers that barely even scratched the surface.
Right.
I think 1.8 points per game, 0.9 rebounds per game. I think that's a positive sign as to how they value the roster spots. And obviously, best of luck to Austin Parks. He's an Ohio kid.
St. Mary's.
I don't know. St. Mary's. I don't know if he's going even maybe to a MAC level school and a starter right away. I wouldn't mind seeing some MAC players transfer into Ohio State if they're the right ones. But to Marcus Johnson, he's a recruit. He would not be a transfer portal guy. He's a high school basketball player in Northern Ohio. People know that name. The cousin of Meechie Johnson. And Meechie Johnson, I know that's a name that leaves a bad taste in people's mouths because of how he was gone from the team this year, and we don't know anything about what happened.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it's a mystery.
It's the fact that we were never told anything.
And that is a problem.
And of course it's
a problem. You can't have a fan base this large and a star player that absolutely can impact or did impact what the season ultimately was, and nothing really, just any kind of reason.
You don't have to get into somebody's psychological history. We're not asking
super detail.
We're not asking for that. We're asking for something.
Was it a medical issue? Was it his decision? Was it yours?
Thing? Yeah, whatever
family,
it was,
just pick something in the box. Why did this happen? But Marcus Johnson, we sure hope that he stays firm in his commitment, because he was named Ohio's Mr. Basketball and the Gatorade Player of the Year here for 2025. That's quite a big honor. You got Devin Royal on the team.
You think all three guys, the big three, come back?
Has that honor too.
You think Royal and Thornton and
Mobley
all come back?
Well, that's the hope, Tito. That's the hope.
Supposed to report it. Just tell me. Breaking news.
Thank you, Timmy.
Thank you, man.
Tomorrow, you and me again?
Friday. And then me.
More tournament
you're
time.
Back tomorrow,
I'm back tomorrow for another half-hour show.
You know what? Actually,
no, don't do it now.
Copy and paste mistake on the schedule.
Another mistake on the schedule.
Just tonight is needed.
There. Yes.
Buckeye Show is next. We'll see you tomorrow. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some slower traffic that's causing a 10-minute delay on westbound 670 between International Gateway and 3rd Street. And you're going to hit another 10-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the east side from James Road to Bryce Road. This report is sponsored by COSI, Center of Science and Industry. Ready to experience the ultimate shark adventure at COSI? It opens April 12th, where you'll be able to see life-size shark models, discover real fossils, and explore interactive exhibits. And discover the truth about this ancient and fascinating group of fishes, included with general admission. Tickets on sale now at cosi.org. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
March is on at Lindsay Honda. Shoot your shot
and save.
It's madness. You get to choose your finance rate on over 600 new Lindsay Hondas. 0%, 1.9, 2.9, and up to a full 60 months long. And no trade-in required. This deal works with zero down. March is on at Lindsay Honda. Save with rates as low as 0% at lindsayhonda.com.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
See lindsayhonda.com for details.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
And today, Pella's excited to announce our 100-year anniversary.
Cut. Leslie, you accidentally said 100 years.
Not an accident, Wilson.
What?
When you do the windows that look the best, you tend to stick around for a while.
I can't compete with that. Buy from her.
Get the windows that have been around for 100 years. The windows that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus. At PellaColumbus.com.
Common Man here. I've told you about my friends at Sell for 1% Realtors. I am back to remind you that if you're thinking about selling your home, it should not cost you 6% to do it. Their premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your home for 1% commission, not 6%. That's it. I had to check it out for myself, see if it was legit. I met with the family-run business here in Central Ohio. They will give you everything you expect from any realtor for a whole lot less. This is full service, not discount. They literally do everything that a realtor who charges you 6% is going to do, and probably more. They can do it because they use today's technology, which has made the realtor's job easier, taking photos, signing documents on your phone. And instead of keeping their prices the same like everybody else does, they pass the savings on to you because they know you're going to be happy with the service. Tell a friend, they get more business. Oh, what a novel concept. If I knew about these guys 10 years ago, I would have saved a boatload of money. On average, customers save about $10,000 in commissions. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. Sellfor1%.com.
Spring forward, Columbus, with the Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling Services. We're here to thaw you out with this limited time offer. Get up to $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer is too good to pass up. The Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling now together to serve you better with $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer won't last. Call us today, 614-232-2222. That's 614-232-2222.
Do you realize making the minimum monthly payments on your credit cards, it'll take nearly 20 years to pay them off? What if I told you there's a way for you to get them all paid off in just a matter of weeks? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Imagine wiping out all of your credit cards. Here's where you go. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending is the easy button for tapping in to hundreds of thousands of dollars in your home equity. That's not the bank money, it's your money. Listen, your home, the value is way up. And now AFLcash.com has a super fast, hassle-free program that lets you turn that equity into cash. People who do this are living their best life, their credit card debt free, with cash left over for other stuff like home improvements, maybe a vacation. See how much money you can get now. Go to AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Say goodbye to greedy credit card companies. That's AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Hear that? That's the sound of saving a good deal more when you shop with M-Perks at Meijer. Some delicious blueberries, money saved. A creamy treat of cookie dough ice cream, that's money saved. Savings, savings, savings. Because every dollar spent is also 10 points earned in M-Perks, which you can use to save on your next grocery trip or up to $1 off per gallon on your next tank of gas. At Meijer, we work hard to help you save a good deal more for a whole lot less. That's bringing more good to life. Exclusions apply. See mperks.com for details.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers.
And I'm the common man. Bob, is there something you want to tell us?
I want to talk to you about the spring bridal sale. It's going on now at Worthington Jewelers. Buy one, get one 50% off. The best prices of the year on natural and lab-grown diamonds. I got to tell you, I'm busy. I'm busy running a valuable store. My wife and dog are in the place all the time.
And I'm not busy at all. I'm just sitting here doing 3 hours of fart jokes.
Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
He shoots, he scores! No matter your sport, it's a great time of year to be a fan. But the fun stops when you or a loved one can't control your gambling. At Maryhaven, we're here to help. Whether it's gambling, drugs, alcohol, or mental health, you don't have to go it alone. With in-person, virtual, and group options, Maryhaven meets you where you are. Always judgment-free. Go to maryhaven.com today. That's Maryhaven.